Oh, sorry, I thought my microphone wasn't working. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Grandma Hours. Hi. Egos were a mistake today. I thought, oh, I'll eat something easy. Because my stomach was already not feeling fine since yesterday. I put peanut butter and some cinnamon sugar on top of waffles. Very big mistake. I haven't even taken my plethora of vitamins yet because I'm afraid if I stick more in other than drink or like liquid, it might be a bad time. Which is a great start to grandma hours. This whole week and a half, maybe two, the entirety so far, the month of May has been kind of funky. Also, happy Mother's Day. I almost forgot it was Mother's Day today. One of the Fae brought home a bunch of Mother's Day cards to give to Mama Fae. And they're like, "Oh, choose one." And I went and saw a purple one because Mama Fae loves purple. And I went to go read it to see what it was about, and they grabbed the wrong one. They thought it was one from daughter to mother. It was from mother to daughter, for I guess their a first Mother's Day or something. Which I got a giggle out of that, and Mama Faye did as well because I showed it to her. Lovely grandma hours is going to be very fitting today. One second, I'm gonna open up a different tab for Twitter so I can look at it every once in a while. Hi, Grandma. I feel like if I told you guys the full extent of the things I go through on a daily basis, you may or may not be mad at me. Well, I'm not sure if mad would be the right context, but concerned more than anything else. Am I comfy? I'm comfy enough, as comfy as I can actually get. Pillow piles are the best thing to have when you feel like your limbs are detaching, which is kind of an extreme thing to say. I think the worst feeling is feeling like your organs are not in the right place and you have to have pillows to hold it up. Unhinged sentences. What horrors do you have to deal with every day? Many things. Have you ever had the feeling of like your joints coming out of the socket, but they're completely fine? Like they still move, but they feel like they're not in there properly? Is that a me thing? No, I'm pretty sure many people have had that feeling. Glass bones? I want to say my bones are pretty strong. I've only broken 3 bones in my lifetime. One causes more issues than not, though. Because I snapped a bone in my foot before. That causes the most amount of problems in my life. Because my foot twitches on the daily, like the muscles. And then sometimes during certain like weather pressure changes or when it's raining, thunderstorming, it sort of throbs and twitches more. And then the pain travels up my leg into my knee, which already has problems. Pain. Usually it's all the entirety of my left side has issues. If I extend on a bad day my left arm, it'll send like a bolt surge like up my forearm because my I don't know if it's like a tendon or something or like nerve shooting off or something else, but it sends like a shooting pain up my arm. It's not great. It's like snapping a rubber band on the entirety of the length of my forearm. Don't say Jesus. I can tell you that there's not a day that goes by unless I have like 2 different forms of pain relievers. Probably not even then. I don't even pay attention really. There's not a day that something doesn't hurt or multiple things hurt, which is probably a bad thing. If Wisp was in this chat right now and had Pam in the room, Pam would probably be mad at me. Probably. But the thing that I love the most is attempting to sleep and having all of those issues in addition to like an overactive mind. Because then you can't sleep due to X, Y, and Z reasons. And it's always a fun time. But I think probably the most unhinged comment that you can give to somebody of like, how are you feeling today? It's like, oh, well, it feels like my organs are falling out, if that makes sense. You lay on your side and it feels like your organs are not in the right place. Have you ever used one of those, it's like a back stretcher thing where you strap your ankles into it and it flips you upside down? I had that once or twice experience of utilizing one of those and feeling like my organs were in my chest. I don't have any opinions on the Pope. This is grandma hours, not Pope hours. This is talk about our aches and pains, not religion. We're not here for religion. We're here for grandma pain, talking about aches and pains and new bruises and may or may not have illnesses. We need to build you a new Mecca. Scott, if I could, I think the first thing that I would replace is my spine. My spine and my shoulder blades. I have no cushion between my shoulder blades and my rib cage. So occasionally, if somebody says, oh, do stretches, like stretch your arms up all the way and then like bring it back. I have to do like 20 positions before I can put my arm back in place. Because I have to put my arm up and then back if I stretch it all the way forward. Because my shoulder blades like to grind up against my rib cage. Like I'm grating cheese. Happy Mother's Day, Grandma. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. I sometimes wonder if there is actually cushion. Or maybe it's like squished cushion. Between my shoulder blades and my rib cage. That's another fun thing of your muscles over your rib cage. It feels like somebody's digging their fingies into like the individual slots in between your ribs. When your muscles get too tight and it decides that it wants to crack your rib cage open. I'm so glad Wisp is not here currently. I feel like I would get scolded. But the thing is, I can't do anything about it. It's just what my body wants to do at the time. I hope you guys never have the same experience as I do. I hope that when you sneeze, it doesn't feel like your pelvis's tailbone wants to pop out. I've done that once. I didn't know this until I actually looked it up because I wasn't entirely sure that you can dislocate your tailbone. Apparently you can. I've done that, I think. Maybe. Sneezing. I walked funny for the rest of the day. Can I cut you open and look at what's wrong with you? There's probably many things wrong with me, and I'm afraid of the day that I get, like, proper health insurance again. That when I go to get, like, a full physical and try to figure out some things that I feel like it's gonna be bad. I feel like it's gonna be really bad. Sometimes when I see certain parts of my skeleton hurt, yes, exactly. The moment where you feel like your skeleton hurts. It's like it's a weird internal dull pain. But I can't really pinpoint exactly where the pain would be. It's kind of everywhere. Wow, there's so much wrong with you, your future doctor. I'm scared. Because I have ideas of what I do have and what I don't have. Because some of them are kind of funky. And the reason why I have these ideas because Mama Faye has them as well. And I know a decent amount of them are genetic. So I think some of those thought processes might be true. You will be internalized in study books. I mean, there's certain like chronic illnesses that are still being researched to this day. I know that fibromyalgia is it's only been recently figured out that of like what's the cause of it. And I think POTS is still out there too. When the doctor says, "Wow, can I show these test results to my students?" It's over. Oh God, I'm gonna be. There's a high possibility that I might be a subject. Currently, my left foot. I should check the weather later. Usually it's not wrong. Right now my foot is twitching. Like just imagine it's like not the big toe, but the rest of the toes are just like twitching back and forth. And that whole muscle from that first bone of your big toe on like the top of your foot to the side of your foot, that's all like convulsing. That's what it's doing currently. Where's my phone? Lately, for some reason, my weather app on my phone has not been working properly. Oh, okay. I see. I assume that it might rain today, but it's gotta rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No wonder. How are the tax evades doing? Emily is somewhere in this room currently. They're kind of stressed out due to the maintenance gnomes that keep coming in and out of the house because I have to keep them locked in here with me. I have had this litter box in my room for about a week now. Because we had to keep them from getting into places that they shouldn't while the maintenance gnomes are doing their job. But in this case, it's all just been evaluation. And the only thing that's really been fixed is one of the bathroom's toilets had to be fixed. And that thankfully got fixed. But the AC is still not working properly upstairs. So supposedly, somebody's gonna come on Monday and they're gonna get a second opinion on what's wrong with the ACs. And that's gonna be another day of them just checking it out. And then hopefully soon after that, that things get fixed properly and I won't feel like I'm dying when I'm streaming. Hi, Legend. But other than that, the cats are doing decent. They're still as affectionate as ever. They're not doing... I wouldn't say they're stress pooping, which is a good thing. Thankfully. You want to know another thing that happens in the morning? Is that... Maybe... Hold on. I'm gonna put a message up top and we're gonna put like a TMI warning. Because I feel like... Warning text. Oh. Why is that so big? I'm gonna put that somewhere. Right there? Yeah, that looks good. TMI. I can figure out somewhere to put this. Somewhere it looks better. And probably just keep it in the corner, I guess. Warning, TMI in the top corner. Because I know some people are going to be like, ugh. You got a sunburn today? I'm so sorry. When I get sunburns, I go from tomato red back to white. After a peeling session, like a gecko. A lizard. I don't tan. I just burn. But what was I gonna say? Usually in the morning, which is why it's kind of hard to eat food in the morning. Even though I do make sure that I actually eat before stream, because then I'll have different set of repercussions. Yeah, no tan, only burn. I have repercussions for eating food, because I have allergies. I have mucus on the daily, constant drainage, but for some reason, it's actually a condition. I don't remember what it's called, but apparently it's a thing. When you eat food, it activates your saliva glands, right? Apparently some people, like me, in addition to the saliva glands activating, because, you know, it helps break down your food to chew your food. It, like, activates your mucus as well. So your nose is going to run and you create extra mucus. I hate it. It makes me nauseated more so than usual. And when I'm trying to eat, I'm just coughing up a storm. And if you cough too hard and you get that, like, cork of air out, you're screwed. You're just going to be throwing up after if you continue coughing. More wada and shrimp check. I'm actually not shrimping. I am laying back. I'm being good today, but I will drink water for you. There's a lot of things I wish I could change about my body. Wish I could remove my nose to clean it out. Exactly. I don't like the saline pots or like the nasal cavity cleaners with the saline solution. It's awful. It's the same reason why I don't like using nasal sprays. I was trying to be good. I've been taking my vitamins almost every day. Or like basically every day. I think I missed yesterday's though, but I have it right in front of me currently in a little cup. But I was trying to be good and actually learn to use nasal sprays properly. It's still in its box. I I haven't used it yet. Don't watch me, Wazowski. I'm drinking water. So I think I probably need to drink more today due to the fact that the AC is not working well and I'm sweating more than usual. I need more liquids. I think the first thing, like I said, if I had an actual body that you could exchange parts for new things, spine would be first. Sinuses would probably be next. I can eat food well enough if I don't have allergies and extra mucus. If I didn't have extra mucus, I would be fine. Not the spine. I think another thing that I would change is my eyeballs. So I didn't have issues with motion sickness. Because I think my eyes is one really big factor, in addition to the fact that I've had probably one too many ear infections back in the day. Which can really throw off your equilibrium. You exchange your sinuses and your fingertips. Do you get pain in your fingertips? My hands usually hurt. My God, my nose is actually really stuffy today too. This is what I get for not blowing my nose before stream. I think I remember one time I had an ear infection that was really bad, and I think I was in and out of the doctor's office like in less than 10 minutes, and they didn't apparently they didn't give me a strong enough like antibiotic ear. I don't know. I don't remember if it was just eardrops or if it was like a oral antibiotic. I had an inner and outer ear infection at that time frame, which is great because the medicine they gave me only really treated one. My skin always peels off at my fingernails, and oh yes, I have something. I wouldn't say something similar, but my hands usually get really dry. My nails are usually pretty brittle. I think unless it's like a skin condition kind of thing, you might need to lotion more often. Lotion and like keeping it on for long periods of time. Drinking lots of water also helps with moisture retention. Could also be whatever that you do with your hands on the daily can also cause issues. That sucks having that must mean that your fingers are always really sensitive because of the skin peeling. That must be painful. I'm so sorry. Your fingers have a lot of nerve endings, or especially like your fingertips have all the like a majority of the nerve endings, and when you like get a paper cut or you have like really dry skin and hangnails and everything, it's really painful. I'd modify my immune system. Oh God, I should put that on the list too. I don't think my immune system's the worst, but it definitely is pretty bad. I'm almost constantly getting sick, I feel. Also, this might not be like a scientific indicator, but I feel like it's an indicator for me that I've learned kind of more recently, or realized it more recently. I have a great indicator of when I'm sick or headache, and I think I've talked about this before. I get weird dreams or nightmares when I'm sick or have a headache, migraine or whatever. And I normally don't dream after that. but lately, the past couple of weeks, which makes me suspicious, because it's kind of hard to tell if I'm having a bad day or if I'm actually sick, which is fun. It's a fun juggle in trying to figure that out. Though I think I'm going to be using that as an indicator because I've been having a lot of weird dreams / nightmares lately. And I think my latest one today, I kind of remember it, but not truly. I went to this fair kind of setup and people were in costumes and everything. I went by myself and I borrowed someone's friend's car, and then on the way back of trying to get to the car where I parked it, I couldn't find it. It was nowhere to be seen, and I wasn't even in the same place that I was before when I parked it. I was like, oh god, I lost my friend's car. I don't drive, mind you, normally, so this is a really weird, or I don't drive at all. I don't even have a license because cars scare me. So it was a really weird dream that I start off in one place, go to this other place, and then come back and it's a completely different place. Honestly, same. You can just tell if the base of my thumb gets red, it means I'm getting sick. There you go. It's those little indicators that really help. Which is probably is like the really weird indicators though. Because I have cold or flu-like symptoms on the daily. Like, I checked my temperature last night. It was 98.7, 98.9, and usually my temperature is like a low 97. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a reason. Maybe I have been sick this entire time and why I've been feeling like utter dookie. Because you have your normal dookie, and then you have, like, the severe dookie of not being able to sleep properly, not really wanting to do anything, and just kind of laying there like a bump on a pickle, and just kind of wasting away. Which is a sad thing to say, but it's another good indicator. But it's also of, like, is this just a bad day? Or am I sick? It's like when the virus started at the start of 2020, the symptoms for everything were kind of funny because those are the symptoms I have on the daily, other than, you know, I can't taste anything. I could still taste things, but usually I can't smell things all that well because my nose is stuffy all the time. But I was like, how can I tell? How can I tell other than, like, a fever attached to it? It was a fun time. You know what else is a fun thing? Because I was talking about, like, the feeling of having, like, your limbs go out of the socket. I have woke up before where you know how you do that, like, that big morning stretch after, like, officially waking up after sleeping. I didn't notice that my hip sort of popped out of place while I was sleeping. And I did that big leggy stretch and popped it back into place. That was a fun morning. Also, if I'm not careful and I do after I wash my hands, if I get a little bit too vigorous with the microfiber cloth and drying my hands, it sort of feels like I'm separating the joint from my finger to the hand. I remember this time my phone started vibrating under me and that caused me to have a weird dream and shortness of breath, a cow in the chest. Ew. I don't like that either. That's another thing about me. I have asthma. There's shortness of breath on a daily basis. The fear of when you get sick is like, oh God, am I gonna get pneumonia along with this? I was notorious for that back in the day. Thankfully, it hasn't been as bad. I haven't really gotten it since, but I also don't really go out, so. And nowadays, when I go out, I typically wear a flu mask. Because I remember one time I went to Costco without one and I came back sick. Like the next couple of days, I incubated that. Yay for a lackluster immune system. Maybe I shouldn't be finishing up this coffee. You know, the blessing in disguise that is Dramamine is very lovely when it comes to video games. And sometimes in just like a general daily. It was 2020, so I woke up and was like, is this it? Because I had asthma when I was a kid, but it was like you get a half a second of air. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that pain. Because sometimes I'll go like up or down the stairs and you feel like you're like somebody punched your solar plexus and you're kind of like gasping for air. Where talking is a chore. Because it sounds like you've run a marathon, but you really haven't. You've just gone up the stairs. I think the latest thing that I've figured out, because I don't always pay attention to it because it kind of happens all the time. Going up and down the stairs, you have, or at least I have, where my heart starts thumping a lot, and you can like really notice it. I've noticed recently, because like I said, I don't pay much attention to it because it kind of happens all the time. I rolled over in bed. And my heart started thumping. That's concerning. That's really bad. I went to a convention. I don't even remember how long ago. I think it was this year. I went to a convention, and normally I'm pretty decent with them. I always bring like a big bag, a wheelie bag that has all of my accoutrement in it. So I don't really have to hold anything other than like my wallet and my phone. So I have everything else inside the bag of all the things that I may or may not need, which I always pack probably way too much. But this past go around, I had to walk around with a cane. I was not doing great that convention. I was hobbling along like true grandma style. They took pity upon me when I went to go get I think it was an 18 plus band because there was some funny 18 plus panels. Not anything raunchy really, it was just like people being more colorful with their vocabulary kind of setup. And they took pity upon me. They saw me hobbling with a cane and gave me like this fast pass badge for free. They said, "Oh, you don't have to like stand in line. I see you have a cane here. Do you want a fast pass badge?" I was like, "Oh no, it's like a knee problem or something." And no, they gave it to me. Took pity upon grandma. Oh God. Sorry. I live in a city. My college was in the mountains. Literally used my inhaler maybe 10 times. I use it every day since moving. Oh. Hold on. God, the mucus is striking again. Ah. I'm good. I'm fine. Use it every day since moving back. Air quality matters. It really does. I can talk about this now, but I used to live in a place that had it'll probably kind of give it away. I used to live in a place that had fog. If it had really, when you saw really intense orange sunsets, you knew that the fog was pretty bad. Which the air quality really dips after that, and it gets really, really funky to feel like you're breathing in smoke a little bit. It's not great. And if you know what fog is, you'll get an idea of where I lived before. Air quality really matters in addition to if you... Because I do wear flu masks every time that I go out, but if it's really hot and there's not like enough airflow, it sort of feels like you're breathing in like hot, heavy air, and it's not comfortable. Even though I will still like, I'll sit in the shower and I'll have the hot water going and I'll breathe in the steam. But when it's like consolidated on your face with the flu mask, it's not great. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, which is why I don't think I'll ever want to sit in a sauna. Like a true sauna. I'm fine with the hot showers, but I feel like a sauna might be too much. Be great for my lungs though. Your sinuses. I think maybe I really should, like on the daily, maybe in the evening time, just boil a pot of water, grab a hand towel, and sauna my face. I know I've said this before, but I haven't done it yet. It might be helpful. Because then you can loosen up whatever gunk you have in your lungs. Your sinuses would thank you for it. I feel kind of bad recently because I've been wanting to garden, but I've been feeling like dookie and haven't been able to do anything. So since it's the midst of spring heading into summer, things have kind of overgrown in the front garden of things that I took out before that I need to retake out so I can put weed barrier down. It's not been great. Oh, I gotta take another sip of water. It's really sucky to think that there's a multitude of people that have like pain on the daily and like starting off their day with literal like gagging due to the amount of mucus that comes from your allergies. And you gotta think of like the people that have like the combination of everything and how bad it is. It's really sucky. I truly envy people who go about their day and able to accomplish things that like are normal things. I find it a huge accomplishment when I do dishes. That's sad. It's good to have little accomplishments, but it also sort of like makes you realize how bad of a way your body is. And Mama Faye has it worse. Mama Faye has it so much worse than I do. They take pain, like a slew of different medications and additional pain relievers, and still takes Tylenol round the clock. Because it's just that bad. I probably need to take Tylenol more often than I think that I do, but sometimes I forget in the midst of like how you feel. And then it becomes a moment of, did I actually take this? And if I didn't, or if I did, I can't take more yet. And then you have to resort to like the combination of medications, because you can take Tylenol with Aleve, which is basically naproxen, but it's like less strength naproxen. Because then you kind of alternate if you forgot that whether or not you took one or the other. Once again, I'm so glad Wisps is not here yet. I'm not ready to be scolded. I'm not ready for somebody to be mad at me because of all of my issues. Well, once again, maybe mad is not the word, but concerned. Because I know you guys are concerned every time I say, oh, I gotta move stream over. And it's not always necessarily, like, I think it's really bad. It's just I can't function. Usually it's a migraine or a big headache that pops up. And those moments, I don't really want to sit up and do anything. Because it's kind of hard to focus when it feels like somebody has an ice pick in your eyeball. It's always the fun bits. Though I feel like recently it's been like a combination of the maintenance gnomes and the fact that I keep getting headaches because I already don't sleep well, and then I have to get up really early to accommodate the maintenance gnomes. So I'm sleeping less than I usually do, which is already not a lot, and then it creates more issues. Which is also another fun aspect. I love it. It's just like one big inconvenience after the next. And being sick or having just like your in general issues due to X, Y, and Z reasons, like having healed injuries and things like that, where you can't do the things that you could do before but can't do now. You have to accommodate for yourself in addition to accommodate for others. Maybe the biggest thing that I would change is not having nausea on the daily. Like, wouldn't that be lovely? That would already improve a lot if I didn't have nausea issues. Because if I'm nauseous and I don't feel like eating, it's kind of bad because if I don't eat, I get even worse nausea. And it's just like a vicious cycle. Can confirm. Yes. The vicious cycle of not eating for an extended period of time makes you severely nauseated, but you have to force yourself to eat to get rid of the nausea, because then your tummy, you have food settling in your tummy. But if you have nausea for a different reason other than not eating, like having drainage and I don't know, feeling dizzy and whatnot, then that's a whole slew of issues, because then you're going to have to stuff some sort of like crackers or some sort of broth or something soupy. My go-to is chicken broth or beef broth with egg. If I'm like severely nauseated and don't really want to eat anything else, because then you're still getting some nutrition. Putting some like very basic spices in there, or just some herbs. Sometimes if I have it, I'll do miso and whatever broth I have, and then the egg. And if I feel kind of okay, we add some rice in there. Or like very small pasta. I think you're supposed to eat bread, aren't you? To like absorb the stomach acid? Yes. I have been told by another person who also has issues with nausea is that eating bread is really, really good to help absorb. It's either stomach acid or the mucus that's in there. I'm not sure entirely which one it is. But that's why they have something called the brat diet, which is bread, rice, applesauce, and toast. Well, oh no, it's bananas. Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. That's what it is. Bananas are really easy to digest too. Applesauce is always a good thing because then you're getting nutrition as well, and it's really easy on the tummy. But I think that's usually like based, like US based, but it kind of changes depending on which part of the world you live in. I kind of go in between doing that or doing like overcooked rice with broth, which is basically like congee in a way. And then there's sometimes resorting to like saltine crackers, the basics of crackers. I know sometimes Mama Faye has rye crackers, which are really tasty and pretty nutritious too. I'll sometimes like to do toast with a little bit of honey, because then you're giving yourself some sugar to help with functioning. But in my arsenal of many different things that combat nausea is I have peppermint oil. I have a spearmint sniffer thing, very potent. It's like a really potent essential oil. There's also it's from Bath and Body Works. I've recently found it this past Christmas, I believe. It is a peppermint, like a sweeter like candy cane peppermint smell body mist. Very helpful. If I'm out and about and I'm starting to feel nauseated and I have a flu mask on, I will spray that in my mask. But also be careful, because if you spray too much, you're just gonna burn your eyeballs due to the peppermintiness of it. And if you have issues like I do with your skin, definitely only centralize it to a part of the mask that it's not going to touch your face, because I can't handle menthol of any shape, way, or form on my skin. It burns. It burns us. I wish I could use like Vicks Vapor Rub or what's it, like the lidocaine or Salon Paws. I wish I could utilize those, because those are like really great things for pain and muscle issues. But I can't use it because it turns my skin like tomato red and it burns. It's so painful. Only makes things worse. But another thing that I have in my arsenal that sits in the fridge is pickled ginger. If you can tolerate pickled ginger, it's really helpful to eat it in abundance. If you can't, and you're able to like swallow pills well enough, even while you're nauseated, and you can have it sit there for a while so it can digest a little bit before you ever like upchuck cookies. There are capsules that are ginger, that basically just have like ginger powder in it, like a concentrated bit, so you can take 2 of those and really like jam pack the ginger in your tummy, and it really helps. The way that Mama Faye puts it is like, take enough ginger to burp it, to where you can taste it when you burp. I'm allergic to eucalyptus. My grandma used to put vapor rub on me, and he put it directly under my nose. Oh no. That's awful. Yeah, I remember utilizing Vicks Vapor Rub and it felt like my nose was on fire. That's why I usually got it's a Vicks Vapor Rub patch, and some people will put it like directly on their skin. I can't do that, so I usually put it on my shirt. And that's how I get the smell of Vicks Vapor Rub on me. That's the other thing. I can't have adhesive on me. That's another thing that my skin hates. Is it whenever I used to get a shot, you know how they would put a band-aid on you so you didn't bleed on your clothing. I would have to take it off almost like right after getting a shot, because if I left it on for any extended period of time, you could see the outline. You could see the outline of the band-aid on my arm because they got all red and raised. That's why having wounds, even like the superficial ones, look really funky if I actually put a bandage on it. Because usually when people have like really big wounds, they'll do like the gauze and the like stick to yourself wrap, because I can't use the even like the sensitive skin tape. They're like, oh God, are you okay? It's like, no, I just gave myself a paper cut that's bleeding, but I can't use a band-aid. So I accidentally get more concerned than need be, because the wound is not as bad as you think it is, but the dressing on it makes it looks like so. The many things wrong. That's it. That's another thing that I find weird, which stems into like the thought process of things that I have. Wounds take a while to heal. Even after putting even after like keeping it clean, dressing it, and putting whatever medication on it. Don't use Neosporin, by the way. Apparently, the more that you utilize Neosporin and how often you utilize Neosporin, you can easily give yourself a Neosporin allergy. I use something called silver gel, which is like an antimicrobial thing. Typically, it's used for like burns and everything, but I will put those on my wounds. In addition, if I get a pimple, I utilize that as well. And I think the only thing that I can really tolerate is those like those normal pimple patches. I don't think that I've really had issues with the stickiness of those things. I also don't know what type of adhesive that they use for those, because it typically that you want to use like the most sensitive things to put on your face. So if I leave it on for more than it says that it should, it just makes things worse. You guys are really finding out about all my flaws today, aren't you? Thinking about the topic of this stream, of wanting to do, talking about aches and pains of mine and your guys's together, I'm also realizing just how many things are wrong in conjunction with each other. I am a whole slew of medical issues. I think my only saving grace is that I've never been in and out of the hospital, knock on wood. That's it, my only upside to all of this. I may have like major inconveniences on the daily, but at least I'm not in and out of the hospital. That's my bright side to all of this. I'm not as worse as other people can be. Though, what makes me afraid of whenever I actually get things like checked out and diagnosed Is it as bad? Is it worse than I think it is? Am I enduring too much, or is it fine? I can't tell. I don't know what's really bad and what's not. Because my baseline is pretty skewed. My baseline of what's considered to be bad may not be necessarily bad for me. Which it probably is, but I also have no idea. I've been wondering if... Because I've been looking at various, like, fitness watches. But not necessarily for fitness specifically, but for, like, heart rate monitor. And, like, blood oxygen monitor. Because sometimes when my nails are a little bit too long, the one that we have in the house, which is, like, one that you clamp on your finger, doesn't fit. So I've been looking at watches. But I'm also wondering, if I have one of those on all the time, how... Am I going to figure out how bad my heart rate gets when I move around? A thought. A thought process. I also feel like it'll be hilariously funny actually knowing what the heart rate goes. Because I may feel it in my chest, but not necessarily know what the number is. the little fears that I have that I think about every once in a while. Because like I said earlier, I have had it to where I've turned over in bed. I've rolled over, and then you can feel how your heart rate kind of spikes up, and you can hear and feel the thump 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 in your chest. Which makes me, like I said, concerned about how bad it actually gets. Which is a really funny thought on my side, because it could be bad, but I'm also like, hee hee. Which is not great. Which is not great of a mentality to have. But I guess if you are kind of used to having that kind of stuff happen, it doesn't shock you as much as you think it does. Because it's your daily. It's your normal and not somebody else's normal. I'm gonna be good today and finish this water bottle during stream. Also, if you're trying to be more hydrated, but you're drinking nothing but just water bottles, make sure you put some salt in there. Get your electrolytes back up. Because if you're... You can put your body in a detrimental state if you're drinking nothing, just regular water in abundance. Gotta make sure you put some salt in there. Like a little pinch. Doesn't need to be like salt water. Just to get your electrolytes back up. Because you really don't realize like how bad your body can get it if you're drinking way too much water but not replacing the electrolytes. It can get really bad. Hydration is a myth propagated by big water. See, that's why I drink more than just water. Because there is the brand Bai, which is literally electrolyte flavored water. Coming in various tasty flavors. One's like coconut and pineapple, which is really delicious. The cherry one is also really good. There's also watermelon. Hi, Wisp. Hi. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I love that you come in when I'm talking about water. I have water today, by the way. Hydration is always a really great thing that I don't necessarily do enough of. Especially due to the fact that even if it's not hot, I will randomly start sweating. Which is not a good thing, especially if you're not drinking more than what your body needs in water. It's not intentional. I know, it's just really funny timing. I thought you meant water flavored like electrolytes, and I was like, no. It's an electrolyte drink that is flavored with various other flavors. So you're not getting like the taste of salt. Though I have had Gatorade, that's the electrolyte boosting one. And that one tastes like salt. I had one that was lemonade, like pink lemonade or something. It did not taste good. But I still finished it anyway for the electrolytes. But if you're okay with the taste of watermelon, the watermelon one tastes good because it just tastes like you're putting a little bit of salt on watermelon, which is delicious because it enhances the flavor of the watermelon. But not the pink lemonade one. It does not taste good. It tastes more like somebody poured like a good decent amount of salt in my lemonade. I've been drinking a lot of Liquid Death, not gonna lie, so I can't say anything. Well, Liquid Death is water, isn't it? It's just like flavored water. Like, I've had one Liquid Death before, and it was peach tea flavored. It tasted like somebody rinsed out a cup of peach tea with water for me. It's one of the reasons why I also hate fat-free milk. Because it just tastes like somebody rinsed out a cup of milk and gave it to me. Yes. Oh, so the sparkling water. The Liquid Death that I had was just flavored water specifically. Though, if you do like sparkling water more than regular water, Perrier and Pellegrino is really good. I'm really sad that I can't have an abundant amount of citrus unless I want my mouth to peel. But I really love like blood orange Pellegrino. It's so tasty, but it makes my mouth hurt. Yeah, have regular milk. Don't have 2%. Don't have fat-free, because it tastes like water, basically. And if you're lactose intolerant, Lactaid or Fairlife milk is also really good. Fairlife milk is like the best milk. I'm coming around on LaCroix. It doesn't taste like dirt water anymore. Dirt water. I've heard so many jokes about LaCroix that LaCroix is like it's a sparkling water factory next to like a fruit farm, and that's how it gets its flavor. A whisper of fruit. All milks make you puke. That's okay. Milk is not a drink for everyone. I personally like milk, which I'm really glad for, because I wonder if I didn't have as much milk as I did back in the day, whether or not my bones would be more brittle than they are. But like I said, I like to think that my bones are pretty decent. Because every time that I've broken a bone, I've had a lot of force behind it. So I'm happy for that. That was Dasani. Is LaCroix? Is LaCroix and Dasani from the same company? I really hate Dasani water. I'm one of those people that has taste buds for water. Which is why I like to flavor it. because I'm more likely to drink flavored water than regular water. So the many waters that I've had, internal, I think it's internal. Internal's good. Deer Park is good. Fiji water is okay. It's good. I can drink those without any flavorings, but I prefer it with some sort of powder. Dasani, and there's another one. There's Dasani and something else. It's just like the most subpar water. Dasani water is really gross. There was Dasani and something else. What was the other one? Aquafina. There you go. Aquafina also does not taste good. But then there's also like Target brand Market Pantry water, which is not horrible, but not great. Better than Dasani, to be honest. Different water brands have different tastes. I've been saying it for years and all my friends think I'm crazy. There's some people that just don't have taste buds for it. I think Sai doesn't have that taste for different waters, and they're actually fine with whatever water they're given. I can't. I have to flavor it. Nestle filtered water is even worse than both. Ugh, I don't think I've had Nestle water. I refuse. It's not good. Don't be afraid to flavor your water. If you feel like that's the best way that you're gonna get hydration, other than like you can get hydration from just about anything, but if it has caffeine in it, it's not necessarily like the best hydration because you're just gonna pee it out after. But you still get hydration from things. It's just not as good as straight up water. And I think I have read it before where flavored water is like a minuscule difference of hydration, if anything. So flavor your waters. If it's going to help you drink water, flavor them. I never knew Nestle had water. I thought it was just chocolate. Nestle has a fair amount of things, doesn't it? Nestle is not just hot chocolate. Nestle... What is the Nestle? Nestle has a fair amount of products, don't they? Let's look. Nestle products. Gerber. Let's see. Stouffer's, Delicio, Hot Pockets is Nestle. Purina. Friskies. Oh. What the heck? Wonka is under Nestle? So the Nerds, Sweet Darts, Laffy Taffy, Gobstoppers. Apparently they own, I don't know if this is up to date, but owns 30% of L'Oreal. So they have a bunch of things under L'Oreal. Maybelline. Nesquik, Chefmate, Carnation, Power Bar. What? Oh. If your pee is like a darker yellow, you're not hydrated. If it's a lighter yellow, you're getting there. Your pee does not need to be clear for a indication of hydration. It just needs to be on the lighter side. As long as your pee is not orange, you're good. But if you're taking medication that does that, like I have vitamins, I have vitamin B. Vitamin B turns your pee orange. But as long as you're hydrating more than usual, that kind of lightens. When I was little, I freaked out when Nestle made water as well. Be chocolate flavored water. That'd be disgusting. Kit Kat, Coffee Mate, Nescafe, Milk Bar, Nestum, Milo, Nestle. Lots of things. I didn't know. I did not know that Hot Pockets and Stouffer's were Nestle. It's like when you look at. It's like when you look at Coke products. It's more than just Coke products. There's Nespresso, Nescafe. I did not know that Nestle did cat food. Or or pet food in general. They had Fancy Feast? Really? Ah. I did not know this. I've learned something today. I can't think of that chocolate, but it was that crunchy chocolate. It was a red bag chocolate? Is that the crisps? 'Cause that's not, I don't think that's Kit Kat. It's something else. Huh. Things I didn't know that Nestle had their little grubby hands in. Interesting. I have learned a new thing today. I wonder. Coca-Cola products. Because I think Coca-Cola owns various things. Because Pepsi has Gatorade while Coca-Cola has Powerade. But there's other things that are connected to the Coca-Cola brand. Ah, here we go. Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. Oh, but that's more so fast food places. Oh. Oh, High C is a Coke product. 100 grand, that's what it was called as. Oh yes, the 100 grand candy bars. Coke products. Brands owned by Coca-Cola. Dasani, vitamin water, smart water. Smart water is not great either. Why is there a difference between vitamin water, smart water, and Dasani? Oh, Schweppes is the Coke product. Schweppes and... what's the other one? Canada Dry. Ginger ale. Cube ice or crushed ice? I have ice cube trays. Though crushed ice is very nice. But I'm also learning more so to not get ice in my drinks when I get drinks at fast food places. Honestly, probably the best thing is to not get soda at fast food places because they don't clean their stuff very well. And I've learned even like homemade ice makers, if you're not cleaning them on like every other day, they get moldy so quickly. It's like, why? I wonder why my stomach hurts every time that I go to a fast food place, other than just the food. Fairlife is a Coke product. Simply lemonade and Fairlife milk are a Coke product. Interesting. I did not know that. Fuse is a Coke product? Minute Maid, Honest Tea, Barks Root Beer, Coke product. What's Pepsi products? Aquafina. Gatorade. Gatorade. So Aquafina is Pepsi. Do you feel like Aquafina is worse than Dasani or vice versa? I only get soda if I'm at McDonald's. No. Your stomach doesn't hurt? You're lucky. I feel like every time that I go to a fast food place and I actually get a drink from there, I've been noticing though that if I don't get a drink, my stomach doesn't hurt as much. Am I the problem? Is it me? If you haven't had Culver's, you haven't tasted heaven yet? Culver's. What's Culver's? Oh, Culver's frozen custard. Ooh. That's a cool looking burger bun. The Pepsi Man OSC is so far. I love the Pepsi Man. The Pepsi Man meme. I love it so much. I remember I still remember one of the meme videos I saw of Pepsi Man was somebody using it while they were playing Phasmophobia. You could hear them in the attic area playing Pepsi Man. I have had Five Guys once before, but it wasn't a pleasant experience with Five Guys. But I think I got a burger or something with mushrooms on it, or it was like a salad or something. I can't recall. And I believe it was only really due that there was a bunch of teenage boys running the Five Guys place at the time, and because you know how you usually prepare mushrooms, you don't need to wash them or anything. You just, if they are fine, they don't need to be peeled or anything, you just take a wet paper towel, like a damp paper towel, and just get all the funky bits off, all of the remnants of where they were grown, or you'd like peel the outer skin off. These guys full on like submerged these mushrooms in water, and they were the soggiest things. So I probably need to experience Five Guys at a different place. I have not had it since then. A large fries, 1,200 calories. Ooh, that's quite a bit. I don't really count calories when I eat food, though. I eat food and try to make good choices. When I heard of Five Guys for the first time, I thought they were talking about something else. That is the running joke now, isn't it? When I eat burgers, I like having like various veggies on top of it, but because I have like an issue, it's like the same thing with citrus. I love tomatoes, but tomatoes also make my mouth hurt. They'll just like citrus, if I eat too much of it, my mouth will peel. But it's sad because it's so delicious at the same time. So I typically try to not have tomatoes on my burger unless I'm preparing them myself. And then I can get most of the like the innards, the goopy innards of the tomato out, which causes a lot of like the mouth citrus issue. Five Guys is pretty good. No In-N-Out, but good. I don't think I've ever had In-N-Out. In-N-Out sucks. Their fries are bland. The burger bun was hard, and I almost broke a tooth. That sounds like there is a problem with that specific In-N-Out you went to. Because I have had it before where I loved a very specific fast food place, and I happened to have been I went to one downtown or something, and it was a whole different experience. Their food was not great, but one place I frequented before was completely fine. So a lot of the times it's not necessarily the chain itself, but it's the people managing the place, which can really mess things up. But it also, if you have a bad experience the first time, most of the time you're not wanting to go back. Papa Faye had a really bad experience at a McDonald's before and then refused to eat McDonald's for an extended period of time. I still think he doesn't really eat McDonald's, but it's really a place by place experience. I guess some people's taste buds are different too. Wingstop is good. I also don't think that I've been to a Wingstop. I do like Popeyes for popcorn shrimp. Popcorn shrimp is delicious. When I was around 12 or so, I could never finish a big Whopper from Burger King, and to this day, I can't finish it. Some of their burgers are big. Though, if you're getting a regular cheeseburger from Burger King, they've gotten a lot smaller than what they were before. Yeah, Popeyes I really like. Popeyes is decent. I like their chicken sandwiches in addition to their popcorn shrimp. Popcorn shrimp is good. Jack in the Box is also a really good place. Jack in the Box, Wendy's. Wendy's is decent. Wendy's has a lot of like good drinks. Sonic's, I don't like their food really because it tastes like excessively salty and not a lot of flavor, but their drinks are good. I've never been in a clean Popeyes, but darn it if that food all I thankfully have been to only clean Popeyes. That is the thing, that if it, because the restaurants or the food chains that I have good experiences with fast food are places that are clean. And if they aren't, I don't like being in those establishments because if they're not cleaning the rest of the place, just imagine what they're not cleaning in the kitchen area. I see turtle. Never going to a Burger King. I went there and the burger was soggy and the fries were cold and the fountain machine was broken. That sounds like that Burger King was not managed well. KFC has decent food, but I don't like Popeyes and KFC. I don't normally just like get like a bucket of chicken. It's always something specialized. But I don't go to Popeyes or KFC often, so I've only been to Popeyes a few times and I'm not impressed. Yeah, that's okay. I'm kidnapping you and Pam and I'm going to make you experience Culver's for the first time. I totally want to eat frozen custard. Any frozen tree is delicious. Have I ever eaten Raising Cane's? No. I know where a Raising Cane's is, though. I just never had it before. I feel like I've been to most like generic fast food chains. Jack in the Box tacos are my kryptonite. As a Mexican, calling them tacos is a sin, but they're so good. Yeah, they're mini tacos. I'm actually kind of sad, which might also like give away a few things, but there's no Jack in the Box here. Jack in the Box used to be one of my go-to places. I wonder, does Does all Jack in the Box have egg rolls? I have also never been to a Chick-fil-A. Sai's been to a Chick-fil-A. They said it's like meh. But I personally have not been to a Chick-fil-A. I used to get mainly appetizers when I would go to Jack in the Box, and mini tacos and egg rolls would be one of them. I love their, like, getting a 3-piece egg roll. I love how we gone from talking about aches and pains to talking about fast food. This has gone in very different directions now. You know you're getting good Mexican food if the cashier is yelling at you in Spanish of what you want. I still feel like after moving, that there are certain things that are still a little weird for me, but I'm kind of sad that certain places that I would used to go to is non-existent here, and the usual that I would have is like your Asian aunties, which would be serving you food at like various like barbecue places. And some of the places I used to go to, they would have like, you know, chicken katsu, kalbi, cream barbecue, and they would have like a display of various veggies. Like you would have tofu and seaweed and long rice, bell sprouts. Not always bell sprouts, but some of them did have like sort of like a salad. Some of them would be like broccoli salad too, edamames and things like that. Yeah, gyoza. I would frequent those places a lot because they always gave me a lot of food. Whenever I ordered from those places, like the food would be like decent in terms of how much food that they gave you. But every time that I went in and chose the food myself, those aunties would slap food on my plate. Like, you're too skinny, eat more. I miss those places. I haven't found a good replacement for it yet. Because the only places around here are really like the Korean barbecues that you sit down and grill your own meat. Well, these ones were like plates made up for you for it. At my old house, there was a Jack in the Box, and it was open until when I drove past it. It was just, it was destroyed and half boarded up. That's a sad day. I used to frequent a convention that had a 7-Eleven next to it, and that used to be like the go-to place for food during the convention. And somebody rammed a car into it. I don't remember if it was like a truck or something, but they took out that 7-Eleven, and it closed for the longest time and then got stuck in like a loop of renovation, and then it just closed down. It was a very sad time. This Mexican food truck that drives by my house, their steak soft tacos are delicious. Oh, soft tacos. Yeah, they must have been hungry. I make the joke all the time that when I see a car like speeding past, that they have a mighty need to go poo. The running joke of, there they go. They must need to pee or poo. And sometimes when you get desperate, you gotta pull over. It's always sad when a place you frequent is either that you can't frequent anymore or something bad happens to the place. I also remember, I can't remember the restaurant's name, but they closed for renovations, and you could like see that they were sort of working on the renovations, but the renovations never ended and they never reopened, which is a sad day too, because that place was also good. Grammy Peach, will you tell us about the Great Western Snail Trip again? It's my favorite story. Can't actually hear because at work with no headphones, but I want people to be reminded of Total. I love you, No Face. Of total victory in the face of a clumsy doctor. Oh my goodness. Mexican food is delicious. Mexican food's delicious. Chinese food's delicious. Korean food is my kryptonite. Hawaiian food is my kryptonite. Japanese food is my kryptonite. Which Hawaiian food is basically just like a mix of so much Asian culture. The people shan't forget the Great Snail Wars. The Forest Wars. Asian food in general is my kryptonite. I love it so much. Curry, sushi, Korean barbecue, various veggies, kimchi, pickled vegetables. You gotta get your probiotics in somewhere. And kimchi and fermented foods, fermented veggies are great. And if you like yogurt but really want to get that probiotics in, get kefir. I don't know the exact way to pronounce it because there's probably multiple. Kefir yogurt drink. Okay. If the kefir is on the slightly fizzier side when you're drinking it, it's good probiotics. Not a fan of kimchi, doesn't taste good to me. Kimchi, I feel like, is also an acquired taste. Because not everybody likes fermented foods. It's kind of like natto. Natto is fermented soybeans. And that has such a pungent, like almost stinky kind of flavor. It's not everybody's cup of tea, though people who grew up with it love it. I feel that the way, Peach, of when someone slaps more food on your plate when they say you're skinny, eat more, because my friend's grandma would do that. She was a Puerto Rican grandma. I have people on my list of those that I would feed. And I've been learning more about certain VTubers that don't take care of themselves, which I can't say much about myself, but I at least do feed myself. There's a few people that I would want to feed because, oh my goodness, the lack thereof of food or the choice of nutrition, I would feed them. Yeah, kefir, which I think is like Kefir. They come in various flavors. You can get regular and flavor it yourself. I like the mixed berries, strawberry banana, blueberry, all good. 70% of all streamers need their chat to baby them. That is, I feel like that's true. But you know Michi from VShojo? I've learned that they are malnutritioned. I hope that they're better since then, since I saw that clip of them talking about how malnourished they were when they went to the doctors. That I would feed them. I would cook for them. I couldn't say no because that is a rule. You can't say no to a Latina mom or grandma when they offer you food. Yeah. If you're stuffed, you better find another stomach. You better find another crevice in your stomach to put that food in. Thankfully, when I'm not having tummy issues of nausea, I eat well. And I have been told so. I remember friends bringing me out to Korean barbecue. And mind you, she was probably a little tipsy at the time, too. She's like, you eat so well. Because she was the one. I think they brought me out for my birthday or something. She was the one that was grilling the meat. And she just got so happy that I was eating everything that she was giving me. And then some. That's the one thing that I'm kind of proud of. Even though that I have moments where I don't eat for an extended period of time because of either nausea or I happen to be like sleeping at a weird time. I do feed myself, and I feed myself fairly well, I feel. Because you guys have seen all the pictures that I usually post on Twitter and Blue Sky for the things that I eat. I feel like I need to take pictures more often, even if the food is not really like aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Because sometimes, like I said before, I'll have like this liverwurst pate for iron purposes, which is also just really good because I like liverwurst and liver. It looks like cat food when you have it all mixed up with everything. Because sometimes Mama Faye will buy like these. Instead of buying like fresh avocado that can go bad really quickly, we get like these pre-mashed little serving size cups of them. And I'll mix that in with the liverwurst and it looks worse. It looks bad. Stop tormenting and share. I wish I could share food. If I could share food through the computer screen, I would share so much food with you guys. I remember her grandma was at the door with a giant plate and I hid and told my brother to tell her I'm not here. Sometimes you just gotta accept the food, accept the leftovers. Because Mama Faye and I made curry last night. I actually forgot to take a picture of it because I was kind of out of it yesterday. Not having a great time bodily wise. But we made curry and there is a buttload of leftovers. Because we do curry in a big crock pot. I browned up some ground beef. And Mama Faye did the whole concoction of curry. Which we never make curry the same way twice. It's always like slightly different in terms of spices and whatever we have at the time. Because sometimes we'll do shrimp or add additional veggies or lack thereof if we don't have it. Which is sometimes we do like what's ever in the pantry stew. Like various cans of things and whatnot. I will find you and take some leftovers. Good. Though I say leftovers don't really last long in this household. The beasts will devour them very quickly. Call me crazy, but have you tried the SpaghettiOs with the meatballs? They taste like how cat food smells. I can't remember the last time that I had SpaghettiOs, but I have also had the Chef Boyardee ravioli, which is like, I don't understand how they're individually separated ravioli. Because as soon as you eat those things, it's mush. How? It's like somebody has a mold of a ravioli and they put whatever in it to make the Chef Boyardee ravioli. It's a mold. It's not pasta. It's mush. Just popped in to say I have a pretty bad headache, so can't stay have a fun stream. Oh, Sai, make sure you take medication, drink water, have a little bit of caffeine. I hope your headache gets better. No, this household makes good fresh spaghetti properly. Because I'll also do the browning of the ground beef. And and we take various marinara sauces and add extra things to it, like, because you'll have the normal setup, but we'll also add like freeze-dried Italian herbs, basil, garlic, amongst other things. Always add extra. So you're telling me to move in? Pasta is a great it's a staple in this house. Because if we're not making spaghetti, we're doing some sort of like macaroni salad. And that's also like ditalini shaped pasta with shrimp and everything. And that's also really good. No, you'll get Peach sick. She's a bubble elf. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not the one that's going out and coming back home with something, somebody else is bringing something home. And they may not catch it, but I will. There'll be patient zero just hanging on to the plague for me. And bringing it home on a silver platter, and then I'll get sick. And then Mama Faye gets sick. Or vice versa, that Mama Faye gets sick first and then I get sick. Which I think we're both currently sick right now. I'm a hermit, so we'll be fine. Yes, we'll both be hermits together. I think though that there is a big rotation of eating curry, pasta of various forms. Because another one is like doing Alfredo sauce with shrimp and spaghetti. I also will do like various ramens, whether it's like pre-packaged ramen or soba noodles. Because I use soba noodles or buckwheat noodles, which is still soba but buckwheat. I'll use it in a way that's not like necessarily the normal, because most of the time when you serve soba noodles, most of the time people serve it cold or with a dipping sauce rather than it being like ramen form. But I like soba noodles so much that I just do it ramen style. There is so much pasta in this house. You could make, if you did happen to make all the pasta that we have in the house, it would last a month, I feel. Not that you should do that, but it's enough ramen packets and various other pastas like spaghetti and the ditalini, and there's bow tie pasta and soba noodles and udon. So many things. We'll just live outside, leave the food on the window. Do you want me to leave the food on the windowsill like somebody is like cooling a pie and you just come up like a raccoon stealing the plate? I will be there for dinner. I've been watching a lot of videos of this couple living in a cabin and leaving food out for this cat. Little stoat? Aww. This cute little stoat. I read that as cat. Hold on, what's a stoat? I may know what a stoat is. I may know what that is. Stoat. I do know what a stoat is. A weasel. Baby. Oh my god, they're so cute. Have you guys seen the videos of it's a raccoon with his little entourage outside of a Dunkin' Donut, and they share donuts with the raccoons, and the raccoons just like gently take the donut, put it in its mouth, and run away? Those videos are so cute. Raccoons are adorable. Will come floating, carried by the smell like a cartoon character. Mama Faye does tell me when I cook food that I make the house smell good. Unless I'm cooking with like kimchi. Kimchi can really be potent. That gif of white Stowe coming out of the tree, to look it up. I think I have seen that. Little tiny white weasel. Adorable. So cute. I love the gentleness of seeing a raccoon take food from somebody, because it's just, they're so hesitant about taking the food and so gentle about it. It's so cute. It's like, what's it? I think is it a pygmy lemur? It's something else. What is it called? It is a big-eyed little thing. What are they called? What are... Mouse lemur. Big-eyed fluffy tail. Oh, a loris. Is that what it is? A loris? Yes, a loris. I've seen some people have them as pets. And I've seen some videos where they're like gently taking like this little balls of rice so gently from their owners. It's so cute. My favorite animals are stoats, toucans, and otters. Toucans are so great. Their beaks are so massive compared to the size of their own skull. My grandma has complimented my food, and I know she was sincere because she ate a lot. I've won cooking. Yeah, if you have somebody who is like a professional at cooking, be it a grandma, a mom, a professional chef, if you can cook something and they're like, oh God, give me a second plate, then you know you've done good. You've done great. I've had it to where we bought like this canned soup. I think it was like some sort of tomato soup. Mama Faye thought it was like the worst thing, but I was thankfully able to doctor it up with various spices and made it edible for them. And we were able to not waste any of that soup. I feel like I'm the type of person that I can't normally eat most foods without doctoring it up in some way, shape, or form. Most soups, I like to add additional things. Like tomato soup, I always add freeze-dried dill, chives, garlic of some sort, whether it be paste, minced garlic, and or garlic paste, and pepper. And sometimes, depending on if I want a little bit of spice, we put some Cholula in there. My grandma's a hypochondriac and says she can't eat anything but will eat whatever my dad cooks. Aw. That's great that they found somebody that they're okay with eating their food. Because if you really think about it, in the forms of like cleanliness, it's kind of understandable if you have like some reluctance about wanting to eat somebody else's food, because like what if they don't wash their hands properly, or if they're not cleaning up like the surface area and things like that. Everybody has their own standard of cleanliness, and I know that like cooking food is inherently killing off some like bacteria and germs and things like that. But with how often I get sick, I'm a little bit more skeptical about it. Though I can say that I always had like a couple of people that I would definitely like take food from. Tell that to my wife. She makes an upside down pineapple cake. She makes once a year and she won't even tell me her secret ingredient. But what if they don't know? What you got to pass on that recipe at some point. Share the secret. Though I can say that there is a possibility that they, even if you know the secret ingredients, you'll still never make it the same. It's special to them. I haven't watched a lot of Emmy Richu's stuff. I see occasional clips, but I have not seen what hot food takes that they have. I can't stand people who will wash chicken with soap. What? People wash chicken with soap? I know people have washed rice with soap, but that's just, you just rinse the rice. You rinse it until the water goes clear. Who's putting soap on their chicken? What? I have never in my life cooking with chicken have ever washed chicken or even rinsed chicken. You cook it and it's fine. Why do you need to rinse it? Or soap it? That's weird. She says she would eat instant ramen over actual ramen. I guess that's a preference. I personally like restaurant quality ramen, but I mean, I can doctor up some ramen and have it taste good, but it will never taste as good as restaurant quality ramen. Restaurant quality ramen is if you have leftover broth when you order it and you have it in the fridge and it coagulates into like a solid bit, that's good. That's good ramen base. That's the good stuff. I have never witnessed somebody washing their chicken with soap. Thank God. I never had ramen. That needs to change. You need it. The first introduction you need to ramen is a good ramen place. Yes, the packet ramens are good. The instant ramens are decent, but to have like the best experience with like the boiled egg that has like the soft yolk in it and the made from scratch ramen broth and whatever like pork product or shrimp or things like that on top, you gotta have it restaurant quality. That is the best ramen in my opinion. You can have good ramen at home, but best ramen is at a restaurant by a professional. Seafood ramen is always going to be really good. And her boss, Maylene, said that she would rather eat a Lunchables pizza over an actual pizza? Can you even categorize that as pizza? No. No, that's not even baked. That's like a cracker disc with some tomato paste and subpar cheese. That's sacrilege. You either get good pizza or you make it on top of naan with good tomato paste and the good cheese. And pepperoni. Or sausage. Or adding a little bit of veggies on there. I feel like I should question your taste buds at that point. But I mean, to each their own as long as you're feeding yourself. But I feel like it's a you could be having a better experience. I won't judge completely. But I might. Deep dish pizza is good too. I find that when I make myself a pizza by taking naan and tomato paste and whatever toppings that I want, I can control the amount of sauce that I have on my naan. When I get like Pizza Hut pizza, I don't feel like they ever put enough sauce on, even when you ask for extra sauce, because it's like more cheese than sauce. And then if you have like just a meat pizza, it's a little bit too much for me, but I know it's still good. But I like some veggies in variety of flavors for my pizza. Deep dish pizza is too much in my opinion. It can be, but depends. It's like some people can say lasagna is too much, but I like lasagna too. That's a pizza preference. I like having puffy dough, but I also like thin crust depending on what toppings there are. Mama Faye will usually, when pizza's being ordered, they'll add like mushroom and crushed tomatoes to add that extra bit of flavor to it. But veggie pizzas, for me, with like a little bit of meat is better, because I feel like too much meat is too much. And I know I use the word pungent a lot, but I'm not sure what else way to describe it. It's just like too heavy for me to have too much meat on it. Well, once again, that's a preference, but there's a difference between a preference and abomination. Don't wash your rice and your chicken, your raw chicken with soap. Don't do that. Deep dish is something I can have like once a year. It's like a Cadbury cream egg. You're good with one. Cadbury cream eggs are like the too much sugar of holiday candy. I don't know what's worse in terms of like the sugariest candy for a holiday. But I feel like Easter has the sugariest. Halloween may have a lot of like variety of flavors and sugary treats, but I feel like a Cadbury cream egg tops it all. What's my go-to toppings on a pizza? I like having green peppers, olives, either bacon or sausage, like one or the other. If I'm ordering from a place. If I'm making it at home, I get a big slice of naan and or a big slab of naan, and I'll put tomato paste that's mixed with some Italian herbs and garlic paste and pepper. And then I'll put whatever cheese I have on at the time. Usually it's like a combo of like 3 different cheeses. Or Parmesan cheese, or like Pecorino Romano sometimes, if that's all that I have on hand, and then some black olives and pepperoni slices. Fennel seeds ruin sausage pizza for me. Yet sometimes some sausages with the fennel seeds really add a lot of flavor, but if you're getting like a straight up fennel seed in your mouth, it's kind of bitter. I was supposed to go out to Chicago because my uncle's band was playing the Hard Rock, but his bandmates decided to cancel and book another show. Missed on pizza opportunity. I'm big on ham and bell peppers or onions. Yes, having onions on a pizza is really delicious. Like well-cooked onions. Black olives, pepperoni, and jalapenos. Ooh. I really always like having black olives on my pizzas. That's another additional layer of flavor. Pineapple and ham. It is good as well. Pineapple makes my mouth hurt as well, but if it's cooked really well, it's not as bad, but it adds a nice little sweetness to the ham. Meat, peppers, onions, olives, lots of sauce. Yes. Yeah. I would totally eat that pizza too. Pizza's delicious and very versatile. Because then you can have a very, what people would consider to be like a cheat day pizza. And then there's also pizzas that you can like jam pack full of veggies. Love jalapenos, but we don't really have easy access to those. Banana peppers are another really good thing to put on top of pizza. Really good in sandwiches too. Whenever I would get Subway sandwiches, my go-to is usually tuna. I would always have spinach, bell peppers, olives, onion, which is, I think is like purple onion. Very, very good. I love spicy stuff, but jalapenos don't taste good to me. I feel that way when it comes to what's that hot sauce? Sriracha hot sauce. It doesn't have a lot of flavor to me. It's like heat without flavor. That's why I like Cholula. Cholula has decent flavor to it, but not insanely spicy. So you can put a decent amount of Cholula on things. But I also have a higher spice tolerance, which I think has dwindled over the years due to tummy issues. But kimchi, delicious. Most Korean foods like tteokbokki is also very, very much high on the spice scale. Some hot sauces just forget to taste good. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not like a decent amount of hot sauces that taste good, or at least like the ones that I've had. I've tried sriracha. It's not great. Cholula is good. There's a few others that I can't remember the brand name of. That spicy ramen I bought before made me destroy my toilet, but it was worth it. Yeah, you always suffer more on the other end than you ever will when you're eating the spicy food. It will always, always be worse when it's coming out. Most spicy stuff is good. I just don't really like dry rubs. Yeah, I can see why. My first time having the Shin ramen, my lips went red. I love Shin Black. Shin Black ramen is my favorite. Though I have recently tried the Shin Gold and Shin Green. I find that the Shin Gold, the chicken flavor one, is more spicy than the regular Shin Black, which is beef. Shin Green is the mushroom one, which is also fairly on the spicy side, but it's so tasty. I'm actually pretty notorious for also adding more spice to my food, which is like in the form of like adding kimchi on top or gochujang, which is basically like red pepper paste and things like that. The cheese flavored one? Oh, is it like the Buldak? I think it's Buldak. Buldak. That stuff is worse than Shin Black. There is a cheese one that I had that was in one of those bigger ramen cups. And it's sort of like a carbonara style, but that thing was spicy. Buldak has some spicier ramens. If you are not used to spice, don't get Buldak ramen. You will suffer equally both ends, even more so than it coming out. Your butthole's gonna suffer for it. Yeah, you will definitely destroy. If you're having constipation, go for it. I would not normally recommend it if you don't have a high spice tolerance. Because if you're wanting the flavor of the Buldak ramen, which is, like I said, delicious, go for like half of the spice packet. Because usually Buldak does the, it's not spice powder. Even though there is spice in the powder, it's usually the little sauce packet. Like side with dairy. With Buldak, you're going to want dairy. You're going to want some either heavy whipping cream to coat your insides first or have some cheese with it. Just to dull down the heat. Though I will say your butt's not going to suffer any less. I wonder who has worse spice, Korean food or Indian food? What's worse in terms of spice tolerance? I think Korean food can be very spicy, but there's just something about certain Indian curries which are so much worse. Pam had some of it. It went down the wrong pipe. Oh God, that's worse than eating it normally. That's burning a different internal bit to you. Yeah, Indian invented spicy. Yeah, then I guess you can say Indian food is spicier than Korean food. Fire lungs, where it feels like you're dying. You accidentally inhale the spice, you're lucky enough to live. You're lucky enough to have lungs. Oh my God, my hands hurt. I think I told you guys, maybe in just Twitter, but after redoing my monitor setup and all my cords on my desk, which has, I think I have like 3 or 4 different clamped things on this desk, and I managed to give myself a horrible bruise on my thumb. Like on this, the length side of my thumb was all bruised, which it looks a lot better now, but it was bad looking. At least it's not a bruise on my leg like I usually have, which I haven't been smacking my desk as much as I used to. After replacing my computer chair with my bed, basically, and having a rolling standing desk, it's made my life a little bit easier when it comes to sitting down for long periods of time at the computer. Like Froggy Luck, you're a danger to yourself. I am very much a danger to myself, because a lot of the times I know my limits, but I don't know my limits. That's I feel like that's understandable. Because like with gardening recently, and all my other issues, I go way too far, and then I'm out of commission for like 3 days. You said gaming blisters as a kid? I thankfully didn't have that. But I have back issues, and it would be if I sat up at my desk with my previous computer chairs, my tailbone area would be burning, like burning pain. It still does that now, but it's a lot less than what it was before, because I am using my own bed as my computer chair. So I can configure my pillows in any way, shape, or form, and it can be so much more comfortable than any gaming chair or office chair that I would ever purchase. Pillow configurations really help. Like right now, I have probably like 5 different pillows. I have a pregnancy pillow. I have 2 like overused king size pillows. They used to be a medium firm, but they're kind of like flat now, but they're like layered with another pillow, which is a specialized pillow that is for side sleepers. In addition with the pregnancy pillow, and then I have a plush toy that I also use as a pillow that's currently behind my head. And occasionally I'll change it out for some of the other pillows I have, because I have 2 different pregnancy pillows and various plush toys. I have one singular squishmallow that I have loved to death, and he is very flat. You need to buy a full circle pregnancy pillow. Mine is... I have one that's an L shape with an additional appendage, and then there's a C shape one. And I sort of like change it out depending on how my body wants this to lay on the bed. You have one staggering pillow. I have to have many pillows, because with With being a slight sleeper and not wanting to like curl in on myself, I have to prop myself up back and front with pillows. So having the pregnancy pillows are really awesome. To combine with a bunch of different other ones. So I can say that sometimes the best pillow is literally a plush toy. My friend who used to frequent Toriba, which is like that crane game website, they got me a corn dog narwhal. It is very much similar to the inner stuffings of a squishmallow, but it's in the shape of a corn dog. And I use that since I got it, since they sent it to me, every night as a pillow. It keeps my neck propped up so I don't wake up with Batman neck. You have exactly a pillow. I thankfully don't toss and turn a lot when I sleep, so I'm able to keep like a pillow configuration well enough. But I have to keep my neck propped so I don't wake up borked. So I don't like lay in a position that makes my hands numb. Because if I lay in certain positions for too long, it kind of hurts. So I have to rotate like a rotisserie chicken. But a lot of the times, either that laying in one position with my arms in a certain way, or just like, you know, waking up, like half of my hand will be in them. You sweat like crazy when you sleep? Yeah, I do sweat like really crazy every once in a while. It kind of... It's like random at times. I can't really predict when I'm going to sweat because it's not always when it's really hot, which I think is another underlying issue of other things. But I have a fan at the foot of the bed. I don't have an ice pack today, but I have a fan at the foot of the bed. I have an additional fan next to me. I have the ceiling fan going. So I'm always having like some sort of air circulation going. And then I'll sleep with just like a t-shirt or a tank top so I can decide whether or not that I want a blanket on me. Your feet turn to ice? Yeah. It does. I sometimes don't even notice how cold my legs get until I touch them. And then it kind of sucks because then the rest of my body might be hot, but my legs are cold, but I can't really put a blanket on it. Otherwise I'll overheat. The lovely bits of like temperature regulation. I'm either really hot or really cold, which is why I always go out with a sweater. I can't predict when I'm going to be freezing. A sleepover, I had to use a plushie as a pillow because he ran out of pillows and that plushie was a really good pillow. It always is. It's always a good alternative. If you have issues with finding pillows, try putting your head on a plush toy. Because this house has spent way too much on pillows. Sometimes a squishmallow. Even though I know some people don't like squishmallow as a whole, but it really does help the way that they're made. The one time me and Pam shared a bed, she decided to be a butthole and put her cold feet on my back, and that's why we don't share a bed anymore. Actually, I would welcome that. With how quickly I changed from hot to cold, I would love you to put your ice cold hands and or feet on me. Like put your ice cold hands on the back of my neck, please. But if I'm cold and it's wintertime, don't touch me. If you're warm, if you are the radiator friend that is always warm, I will sap your warmth. If we're going to a movie theater and you radiate body heat, I'm going to be sitting next to you. I will be stealing your body heat the entire time. She's a cover hog. That's why you have individual blankets. When you're sharing a bed with somebody, you don't share the blanket. you have your own blanket. That makes everybody happy. Because some people can't sleep with a blanket because they're too hot. Some people sleep with just a sheet on. Other people have fuzzy blankets. Mine interchange throughout the year. Sai, I know, can sleep with a fuzzy blanket all year round, and I'm jealous. I would love to not, like, sweat that much during summer. She didn't. She took mine. Oh my. How is that possible? You have to cocoon in your blanket so she doesn't steal it. I'm getting inside your t-shirt if I need to. Yeah, depending on the time of the year, I will either, if you're cold, I will take your coldness. If it's hot, if it's cold, I'm gonna steal your warmth. I have no means of regulating my own body temperature, which is why I really like ice packs when I'm streaming, or a heating pad in winter. There's no like completely cozy time frame. I'm probably cozy, comfortable for like 10 minutes before it goes, oh, you're just sweating buckets. I'll have a moment where I'm completely fine, and then I start moving around and I'm boiling. I also have that where I know a good indicator of when I need to eat food is when I'm too cold. I'll figure out very quickly if I need to eat food if my ears, if like my extremities are cold. Like my nose will get cold, my ears get cold, my hands and feet are kind of freezing, and then I know it's a good time that I probably took too long to eat. She steals my socks, my hoodies, even double layers the socks. Oh, wow. I'm a radiator, but we have cold nights here. More like my room doesn't know what insulation means. My room is the complete opposite. It is the hottest in the house when it's summertime, and it's like ideal during winter. Winter is great in this room. Summertime, I'm dying. I'm roasting in my room, slow cooking myself like a pot roast. It's not really as bad today. My temperature meter that's on top of my computer says 81.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which is so much better than the past couple days that I was actually streaming, because it went up to like 86, 87. But I think the weather is supposed to start to get a little bit hotter again, but I'm hoping before then that the AC is fixed. I would like to not be roasting in winter, or roasting in, God. Sorry, my brain today. My brain every day. I would like to not be roasting in summer, because it's the later end of the week, going back into next Saturday. It's gonna be 88 degrees, but thankfully, it's not too bad next couple of days. But I'm hoping by then that the AC is fixed. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to be streaming with 2 ice packs again. When it's hot, I'm scared to open my window, because even though there is a screen door with the window there, will be a big spider or bug will come in. I'm mostly scared that my cats will get out, that they'll figure out a way to get through the screen, and I would be devastated. They have to be supervised, or I have like the windows open just a crack, and then I have a mini fan blowing the air from outside into the room. But you can't really do that while you're streaming because the people will hear you outside in addition to you guys will hear like the outdoors. And nobody needs to be hearing the forest. You don't need to be hearing what's going on in the forest. Getting an AC was the best decision I've made. Still don't have a heater though. Ours is built into this cottage, so the AC and the heating are all like encompassing, so you can change it to whatever you need to. I have lived in places before where we had windows open all the time and never ran the units that were in the windows or in the wall because they cost an arm and a leg to run. So we found different ways to cool ourselves, and that's how the frozen 2-liter water bottles came into existence. One frozen water bottle, 2 rubber bands, and a microfiber cloth. And you hug that to sleep. Mine is hot in summer. The kitchen is right out from my room. I go out. Furnace at full blast. Super hot. Still colder than my room. And cold in winter. That sucks. Be lucky you don't live in Australia. Ah. Spiders the size of an adult hand. And they are immune to the bug spray. Ugh. I lived in a place before that had giant flying cockroaches. We called them B50, or well, Papa called them B52s. They were massive, and they're the worst things to have crawl up your legs in the middle of the night. I always knew that there was a cockroach in my room because Binks would be playing with it. And I leave him to it. I don't care if I don't fall asleep because he's shuffling under the bed with the cockroach. He can have it. I don't like it at all. I don't mind spiders as much because I have... even though I don't like it, I feel worse with cockroaches than I do with spiders, because I have encountered those kinds of like big spooters, and they're not fun to experience when you're stuck on the toilet. That's the worst experience, is either being like you're in the midst of going to the bathroom and there's either a really giant cockroach or a big spider. And then you have to utilize whatever you have next to you. And most of the time it's some air freshener or Lysol. Lysol spray. Sometimes you may or may not have hairspray, and that is the only thing that you can really get like just enough to prevent them from moving so you can finish going to the bathroom and get out. Yeah, I don't mind daddy long legs either. They're the tamest of spiders, in addition to jumping spiders, because they're kind of cute. Papa Faye has a fear of spiders, so whenever we found one, we would try to keep it secret, keep it hidden. Never tell him that there was a spider in the house. Yeah, spiders in the bathroom watching you poop is not great. But like I said, I am more scared of cockroaches than I am spiders. Luckily, I'm wearing chanclas. In the bathroom of the previous place that the Faye and I lived, we kept this plastic large cup with a little like piece of plastic so you can like cover the top in the bathroom for any cockroach occasion. That was the cockroach cup. And if I ever got brave enough to capture said cockroach, I would leave the cup on top of it and somebody else would have to deal with it, because there's no way that I'm flushing it down the toilet and or like getting it outside. That I was not that person. I will deal with ants. I will not deal with cockroaches. I will deal with ant trails on a daily basis which I used to. They were all the time everywhere, and they were such a pain in the butt. I used the previous place that I used to live also, I think it was like previous. There was a light fixture that was kind of like a box light in the kitchen. And carpenter ants every summer would try to make that their new home. So I would be standing on a stool with the vacuum cleaner getting rid of them. That was my my seasonal task in the summer, is taking care of the carpenter ants coming out the ceiling light. Yeah, ants do kind of make you feel itchy. Any tiny bug that can swarm things make you feel itchy. When you see a spider in your bathroom and you find something to kill it with, but the spider is gone, that's also a really bad feeling. I feel that way with the cockroaches. They're so big. How can you not see them? How can they have like a clean on cloaking device and get away from you? They're massive. How do they hide? I have a lizard that comes and goes out of my attic, I guess, and they'll take care of ants in summer. Yeah, that's why I love daddy long legs, because they'll take care of ants and lizards of any sort. If you get lizards, geckos, or whatnot inside of your home, sometimes I will just leave them unless the cats are messing with them, because they are great ways to control ant colonies. I think cinnamon is like a repellent to ants. I think minty things is also a good repellent. I have used Zevo before, which is a bug repellent. One of the healthier ones out there. I think it's less chemicals, but it's safer against pets or around pets. And Zevo works great. Though the best way that you can take care of ants is by the source outside. So it's always good to have somebody spray the outside of your house with bug repellent. It's not great for asthmatics and everything, but sometimes when push comes to shove and you don't want to deal with a bunch of ants in the house, bug spray. Because I think we have a spray that is spearmint and a mixture of other things. I think it's more like a rodent repellent, but it really works well on the ants too. Also, if you have ant trails and you have already taken care of the ant trail with ant poison or bug repellent and things like that, a great way to disrupt that trail pheromone that they leave behind is the cleaner is Simple Green. I have taken care of ant trails with Simple Green, and if they do come back, it's a completely different section of the house. Simple Green's a really great way to prevent ants from coming back to the same trail that they leave behind. Yeah, slugs are annoying. I felt really bad whenever it was raining and you just hear a crunch underneath your foot and like, oh God, I just killed a snail. It's one of the worst feelings. It feels like stepping on a cat paw. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I've been yapping for 2.5 hours. Yay. I guess I can do chat streams and be almost constantly talking about something. Maybe I should do chat streams more often. Now that I know that I could actually do it. I was always afraid that I would have moments of silence, like really big extended silence, but I guess I can yap for a while. That's actually impressive. I thought I wasn't much of a yapper. I feel like back in the day, I talked a lot less than I do now. I guess I've improved. Yeah, we have done it before. I have had chat. Well, I guess you consider like drawing streams sort of like chatting streams as well. Which I can do that, but I feel like with drawing, I do have more extended periods of not talking because I'm focusing on the drawing. So I guess with that, I thought that I would be more quiet than I am. Because we have done a few like after gaming chatting, but nothing to the extent of like just chatting in general. Yeah, you lock in more on drawing streams. I feel like I do. But like I said, before I wasn't as much of a conversationalist. I was more of a listener, and I wouldn't really inject unless I like really had something to say. So it's actually a good thing that I have grown since then. I have a friend to thank for that. I sadly don't talk to them anymore. Kind of drifted apart, but thank you, that friend, for making me more of a conversation person today. I appreciate it. I love you, and I hope good things have come your way. Past friends will shape you who you are today. I wish nothing but the best for them and hope that they're doing well to this day, even though I don't talk to them anymore. You sometimes think about past relationships or past friendships that really had a big impact on your life. It's kind of sad how quickly you can drift apart from somebody. Especially if you have like certain things going on in your own life and you don't get a chance to talk to them as much anymore. Thankfully though, I have friends that I still talk to on the daily, and we've been friends for like 10 plus years. So like a whole group of friends. I don't even know how many years exactly it's been, but it's been at least more than 10. And it's been nice that I can still talk to them on the daily. Yeah, life just does sort of just happen. And you kind of miss those people that you used to talk to along the way, but it's not necessarily an entirely sad thing, because they're still living their life and you're living yours, and you know that if you ever did happen to contact them again or come into contact with them again, I'm sure that the old spark of friendship would come right back. But until then, even if we don't, I wish them nothing but the best. I'm so behind on the births, deaths, and marriages of my friends that feels like the time travel's wife every time I go to a party. Yeah, you get like a whole story. It's especially those friends that don't live in the same state as you or the same place as you, that you only get like occasional phone calls or reunions or things like that you really get to just talk to them, which is why I love Discord so much. And also I give a heartfelt goodbye to Skype, because Skype is like the start of like many voice calls and things with those friends that I still talk to this day. Skype is where it started. I think Steam, then Skype. And then Discord once Skype became more of an obsolete messaging app. Goodbye, Skype. I wonder, do they still use MSN? Microsoft? I don't know. I don't know what the main messaging app is for Microsoft anymore. This is Justin. He's her son. He's 6 now. I'm like, did he even know you were pregnant? When you're getting a whole life story at a birthday party because you haven't met up with him in who knows how long. Friendship is wild. In addition to relationships, when you really think about it, you have spontaneously made friends with a complete stranger, trusted them with friendship-like information, and that they're still with you to this day. Same thing with getting into a relationship with someone. You kissed a stranger, or a person that was once a stranger. A little weird, huh? Thinking about it. Like, how did this stranger become such an important part of my life? How did you become such a big part of it? How did we become friends? It's really odd to think about the fundamentals of how a relationship starts. Because you could have like the weirdest way that you've become acquainted with somebody. And who knows, they might become your best friend like a week down the road. You gotta love the weirdest friendships where you can talk about whatever and still be great friends. And in addition to like, oh, we haven't talked for weeks or months, but hey, I'm gonna tell you about like this aches and pains that I have, like the smallest of details. Or they're gonna tell you about their life relationship of like boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, partner, whatnot. But you haven't talked with months. You think it's like, oh God, are they not gonna trust me as much anymore? But no, they tell you every secret and detail about themselves. Watch those dudes just being dudes videos. It's crazy how guys can become more friendly to other guys quicker than girls. I think it depends on the demeanor of the person, because if you are more on the shyer side, anybody is going to take a while to really warm up to. I have been told that my outer appearance, if I'm not talking in general, or like just like first impressions of me, is that I'm intimidating. Or that I seemed like I wouldn't be good friends. Or somebody that is not really like happy-go-lucky. Like chill would be the word for it, I think, as well. But when you get to know me, I am just a goober. I am a gremlin. But they don't get that right off the bat because a lot of the times it's not like a resting angry face, but devoid of emotion. Mama Faye calls it the ballerina face, and I guess that intimidates some people because I won't show much of an expression, which is also rather funny because, like I said, if the people that say, oh, you're like intimidated and I didn't think that would click with you, and then you got to know the gremlin side of me, and then it completely changes their outlook. I'm on the shy side, but I make friends rather quickly. Yeah, when you're shy, but you can talk. Like, you can have a conversation. It really helps. But if you're shy and also really bad at, like, jumping in on a conversation, it gets a little bit difficult. Which is why I like certain places to make friends. Like anime conventions, cosplays, game conventions, comic book conventions. Having places like that is within your hobby really helps with conversations and making friends and things like that. Going to panels and interacting with the people and the panelists is also a very good way to make friends. Cosplay, it's always a given, because then it's like you're going up complimenting somebody's cosplay, then somehow you just click and make friends. My brother is the same. He'll be like, yeah, this is Terry. We hung out at this bar with him from 5 minutes ago. I have resting B face, so I'm expressive. I make hand gestures, noises, all that stuff. I only do that after I'm out of my shell. I don't do that initially until I'm more comfortable with said person that I'm interacting with. Because like I said, I can be a little weird. So it's not the best to share right off the bat unless you are really that like extroverted kind of person. Because if you're extroverted and a little bit weird, it works. But if you're shy and weird, people are just going to think you're weird in general. And then it'd be like, I don't really want to interact with that person again. So when you have like the good combination of conversationalist and the silliness and engaging another person in terms of jokes really helps. I think another reason why I'm decent at it sometimes, in a normal setting, I'm the shy person in the corner. If I'm working like retail setting, there's a different switch that goes on. Because then that's retail voice and being a little bit stoic. Because I can work retail, but in a normal conversation, I'm kind of screwed. You're definitely that one that gives good head pats. Aww. Maybe not on the first convo. That's for getting to know things about the other person. Convo 2, that's when I get jokey. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I have to have a lot more interactions to be completely silly. Unless there is like environmental reasons. Like I said, conventions and things like that. Talking in an environment that really helps with hobbies and having the same hobbies and same sort of jokes and understandings. That's a environment that is really much easier to talk in than say like random party, birthday party, things like that. Retail can definitely give you a specialized version of conversations. It really does help with on-the-fly answers, on-the-fly conversations, on-the-fly sentences, how you can really reply to somebody. When I was a bartender, I almost went to jail because I almost let the intrusive thoughts win. Yeah. When working in retail, the intrusive thoughts are very much in control. You will have like those vent moments after the fact, but unless it's like a really unhinged kind of setup, that you're gonna need like a manager for, or somebody else to help you, like, I don't know, security. Because some things there's just some wild things that happen in retail. But it doesn't really surprise you, does it? Because you've been through it several times. When working in a section of retail that is like collectibles and books and general like entertainment of that category, you really see like a colorful amount of people. Some that really help you question like the morality of the world. And that was me. I dealt with Funko Pops and various other collectible items. I worked next to the toy section, so I was constantly dealing with people with Hot Wheels and what was that? What was that? There was so many toys that were really popular. Hatchimals, the little mini brands. That's another one. I dealt with a lot of different people. It was not fun, but I mean, what can you do when you have like weird collectible people? Bionicles back in the day. Legos is another one. The one time that big guy that looked like he was gonna crush me like a grape when I told him he had to leave, he stood up and politely left. I really love those instances of somebody who looks like the Hulk but is actually a giant teddy bear. Love that. I had way too many instances of just having people get mad at me for not bringing things out because, you know, the area is full. I'm not going to bring out things for you just for you to look through the box. Nah. First come, first serve. If you call me and we have one left of an item, I'm not holding it for you. You got to come get it. Yeah, I remember that story. I think one of the interesting conversations I had about a collectible, and I believe it was Hot Wheels. Their argument was like, if the toilet paper is going to, if there's no toilet paper on the shelf, you're gonna stock it, right? Like, you're gonna put more stuff on the shelf, right? I'm like, toilet paper's not collectible, sir. He's like, well, what if I collected toilet paper? And I'm like, are we really having this conversation? Toilet paper is not a universal collector's item. Though I can say I can beg to differ early 2020, but it's not a collectible item. It gets restocked every night. If we get shipments in of Hot Wheels, you can come check tomorrow. We have like 2 or 3, a handful of people that come in on the daily to look at Hot Wheels. You can too. I don't kid you, when he stood up, he eclipsed half the bar when he stood up. That's a big boy. That's a really big boy. I can't remember what else has been. Oh, I think the most annoying thing is me telling somebody no, and then them going up to a different salesperson and asking them the same thing, and then they come to me because they know that they don't grab it themselves, and then I have to retell them no. I've actually had managers that come up to me, like, because I was the main person that dealt with those items, came up to me and I said no. Like, we already said no. We have to say it like 3 different times for you to get it through into your noggin that these things just don't go out the way that they should. The way that you think that they should. So I think the scariest time frame was during Pokemon and baseball cards. They actually had to have security out when the vendor would come to put out Pokemon cards, because there'd be a whole line and people would usually shove the poor person that was stocking the cards. People are nuts. I feel like Pokemon cards have gotten worse over the years because some people have been treating them like stock in a way. And it's been really bad. Some people have been going into debt due to Pokemon cards. You don't know me. You don't know how I eat my cereal. Maybe I collect TP. Yeah, Pokemon people are scary. Pokemon cards, if you're playing it to play the game, like you're actually doing competitions and things like that with it, or going to places that you can play the Pokemon card game, completely fine. And then there's people who get them get them for reselling purposes. And then there's people who just like are normal collectors. Like they'll get it if they get it. And then there's some people who are buying up the entire stock. Buttholes. my coworker would tag in when I did the deep inhale, dealing with a Karen at the cash register. Yeah, I had somebody report me to the front end cash register like manager. They called about a flocked Hello Kitty Funko Pop. I had one left. I said it's first come, first serve. It's here at the register at electronics in the back of the store. If it is here when you get here, it's yours. If not, it's gone. And what happened was a coworker got off of work, still in their uniform, and bought said Hello Kitty Funko Pop. This lady accused me of holding it for a coworker and went to the front end manager to complain about it. The front end manager came to the back of the store where the electronics section is. It came up and laughed about it with me. The fun bits. I've gotten in trouble with, or like, not actually in trouble, but they think that they're going to get me in trouble by people complaining about collectible items and me saying no on certain things that we all know is a no. I don't get why the digital version of Pokemon card games, why are you spending hundreds of dollars on virtual cards? Is it? I've never played Pocket Pokemon? Pocket TCG? Was it? The app for the Pokemon game or Pokemon card game. I've never played it. It actually, you spend money on it? I thought there was like free cards after a certain time period, so I guess it's a gacha in a way, so I did not know that. What the heck? I mean, I have spent some money in some gacha games, but it's not like, ever since I lost access to one of the apps that I had that was kind of like a gacha, I spent a decent amount, not a horrible amount, mind you. It was much less than I thought it was. But since I lost access to that phone and lost access to the account because it, I guess, didn't link with a email or something, I just haven't really spent much on gachas. If I want something at a gacha, I work towards it, and if it doesn't happen, usually I'll wait for a rerun. I don't know. It is kind of nuts how much money people spend on gachas, though. And people can be gacha addicts. I'd rather spend money on actual Pokemon cards. I feel like that makes more sense because you have a physical thing. Well, gachas like Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Tower of Fantasy, and whatever other gachas there are. It's a little bit more of a thought process of maybe you shouldn't buy something that's strictly electronic. Like, you shouldn't spend that much. I mean, like, there should be a limit. One secret about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the physical game is super expensive and Duel Links is literally equally as expensive, and Master Duel is actually really generous. Oh my goodness. I never actually physically played Yu-Gi-Oh! I did with Pokemon cards very long time ago. And then I played because the Celebi movie had, in the DVD, if you put it into your computer, you could play a Pokemon card game. I would play that. And then I have had Yu-Gi-Oh! For the Game Boy and the PlayStation 2. I think it might be just regular PlayStation. Those are the only times that I've really played a card game. That's why you wait for those gacha coins that games give you. Yeah, I will say, though, that there are certain gacha games that are notorious that you have to spend money to get the characters. Because there's no amount of grinding for the currency is going to get you anywhere. Honkai Star Rail is very, I feel, is more generous in terms of gacha. I've heard that Fate Go is horrible. Their pity system is atrocious. Love in Deep Space is decent, but getting into the later levels, it's really hard to farm diamonds. And they do multi-banners a lot. There's currently a multi-banner for Love in Deep Space, and I have not gotten anything on it because I'm very poor with gems currently. I'm hoping that whatever next banner that's gonna go on, whether it's a solo or multi, that I can skip it and save gems and live vicariously through other people, because some Love in Deep Space has memories and it's really story context with those ones. It's kind of sad that you don't own it yourself, but some people do upload those ones to YouTube in various places, so you can still experience the story even if it's not yours. But it really is, it really does feel like an accomplishment to be able to have those bits of story and lore compared to other games. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's great, but be prepared to read a lot. Love in Deep Space is also a lot of reading to gather information about the lore and everything. Honkai Star Rail has a decent amount of reading too with story stuff. But I haven't caught up after Penacony, and I need to sit down and play that. But I've also been playing Infinity Nikki every once in a while, and I haven't been consistent with that either. So they've been pretty generous with the currency in Infinity Nikki. I can't think of a gacha game that they said was rigged but gave good rolls to popular streamers. How the heck do you even change the pity system for that? I know people get streamer luck, but how the heck do you do that? Do you change the percentage for the accounts specifically? Wonder how that works. But if I remember correctly, because a couple of friends played it, Fate Go, I know, is bottom tier when it comes to gacha in general. Pity system, it doesn't carry over, and more than likely you're gonna spend a decent amount of money to even get the character you want. Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore is great because it's actually up to you to think about how it goes until they release a yearly book, and then you learn what the correct lore is. I love that. I love stories that really leave you speculating, and it gives you a lot of headcanons and everything. I love stories like that, especially when it comes to video games in general too. Which is why I really get lost in the sauce of lore videos. I really love Super Horror Bros for horror games and lore, because horror games have such tiny details that you'll never notice unless you're playing the game and really scrutinizing the details. Like a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's stories and the gameplay, because you are playing the horror game and you don't get to see a lot of the small details that happen when you play the game because you're so focused on surviving. There is really so many small details that people didn't even notice until years and years later. It's the same thing with Elden Ring. Bodies videos is so good. And there's I can't remember, I think it's Zully the Witch does a lot of data mining of the game to find little bits of things that were either cut out of the game or things you don't normally see, and it creates more speculations and lore opportunities. It's so good. I love sitting down with those kinds of videos when I'm eating food, because then I can take my time eating and just listen to the theories, the theory crafting. It's also some really good videos, if you have watched them before, that they're good things to sleep to. So I've been kind of avoiding Vadi's videos recently due to Night Rain that's gonna come out at the end of the month. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of his videos right now are Night Rain related. And I don't know whether or not I want to play it myself. Because I think it's more oriented to playing with multiple people than it is just by itself. So I'm going to see what some people say about it first before I decide whether or not I want to get it. So I think it is more co-op friendly than before. Monster Legends? I don't think I've heard of that. I don't know it necessarily if Love Nikki was a gacha, but I think technically my first like official gacha game was playing Genshin Impact, but I didn't really continue playing it. And I think they're going to be doing an account purge at some point, so I don't really think there's really a point to go back to it, really. Especially with all the other gachas I've been occasionally playing. I think you would like Why Does Candyman Kills? It's a very interesting because the Candyman was an artist. Oh yeah, I think I remember you talking about Candyman before. That's another thing, that horror movies also have a lot of lore to them that you don't see initially. I wonder, hold on. I'm gonna take a look at Steam real quick. Another game I want to play soon, I have been looking at it. It's called The Midnight Walk. It looks like claymation. I think it is actually claymation. Yes, real clay and animated in a stop motion style. It looks so good. Super Horror Bro put out a video of him either talking about it or playing it, and I really want to watch it, but I also want to play it myself because it looks so great. There's so many games that are coming out that I'm really excited for. Elden Ring Night Rain is one of them, but I don't know if I want to buy it right off the bat. Killing Floor 3 comes out in a couple of months, supposedly, because it was supposed to come out this month before? I think it was supposed to come out April, actually, but they postponed it and now has a 2-month difference date. Same thing with Tales of the Shire for Lord of the Rings. That's also coming out in the same month as Killing Floor 3, though not on the same day anymore, which makes me kind of sad because then there would have been some funny memes going on like Animal Crossing and Doom. Killing Floor 3 is coming out July? Yeah, July 24th. Killing Floor 3. I wanted to play the demo of it, but found out that well, I did play the demo, but I wanted to stream it and found out that I accidentally read the time frame that the beta was out. And now we get to wait. But Killing Floor is a really fun first-person shooter game. It's better not be another game that will make me cry. I don't think so. Yeah, web fishing is very relaxing. I hope that we get a date soon for Little Nightmares 3 and Reanimal. Because Reanimal and Little Nightmares still show a release date of 2025. And I know that we still have several months left in the year. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll both come out around October and we can play it then. I'm excited. Oh yeah, Silk Song got announced too, didn't they? Is it a definitive date? Did they put one on there? Or is it just 2025? Oh yeah, I don't play public lobbies with web fishing. I've only ever played with friends. Only ever played with my friends. And it was just a little relaxing time. I wonder what's popular upcoming right now. Ah. I need to look at some video compilations of games that are coming out this year. Ugh. There's a ski game on Steam that is like web fishing that is coming out soon. A skiing game? 2025, but they've been putting out some stuff. They gave a local game museum Hornet's new sprite sheet. Ooh. Boy. Oh, I forgot to get Lies of P when it was on sale. Whoops. What's currently on sale? Oh, they're putting Sims packs on sale again. Ah. Well, Power Wash Simulator's on sale. You know what? I'm actually surprised that Elden Ring Night Rain is not more expensive. It is $39.99. Unless you get like the deluxe edition, which is $54, which is still pretty not bad compared to some games that we've been seeing recently. What's the difference between... Do I want to do a... I don't think that they have pre-order things. Oh, they do. A bonus gesture. It's fine. It's a 3-player co-op. Is a standalone adventure within the Elden Ring universe crafted to offer players a new gaming experience by reimagining the game's core design. With up to 3 players. I can't think of the game. It's a low poly game that you go around town selling drugs. Oh, that one's something 1. Schedule 1. My friends have been playing it and they've been having a lot of fun with it. I've seen some streamers have been playing it too. Can't wait to pay full price for an 8-year-old game. Oh no. Yeah, Schedule 1. I I think it's 2 months before the Switch 2 comes out too. No pun intended in that sentence. I'm kind of excited to see how it's gonna be and see how people feel about it. I'm hoping that it's a good console, and then somewhere later down the road that I might upgrade. But for now, I play my little silly Steam games. Screw the PS5, I'm saving up for the Switch 2. I feel like the Switch 2 is gonna have a lot of good success, because already they're seeing well over the expected numbers of pre-orders. So I'm assuming that it's gonna be pretty good. In addition to some of the exclusives that they have on there, look like it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited the fact that they have GameCube games on there. And I'm kind of sad that we're not going to get it for the Switch, but I guess processing power and emulation with a GameCube game. But I also don't know how that works initially. Like, I feel like they could probably do it with the Switch, but I don't know what differences there are big differences there is between the Switch and Switch 2. In my country, we have a saying, if you don't buy Nintendo, you emulate it. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Most of the games that I believe are actually, like, not illegal to emulate is if you technically have it. But I just can't stream it due to X, Y, and Z reasons because I can't modify a Game Boy to stream. Not even if, straight up. Before the first 2 weeks, Nintendo Switch 2 is gonna be on the news of 10-year-olds using the Discord camera. Oh god, I worry about that. I didn't see exactly how the webcam worked, like with Mario Kart, but I don't think it's gonna be a great time. I hope that's a feature that you can turn off, because I fear the worst in people. And that's kind of sad to say that you think of the worst case scenarios that are gonna happen with that kind of setup. Mario Party, ask him no. See that's like one of the more tamer things that's on my mind with that, but I'm not gonna say the rest of it out loud. I don't think it's gonna be kosher. That's all I can think about. It's not gonna be great. It's gonna be like, I guess the broad of it is that it's gonna be like the Omegle setup, but Nintendo Online. Like if you're playing with random people. That's like the best comparison I could possibly think of. They're given free to have any profile pictures they want? Oh no. See, that's also going to be bad. That's going to get changed really quickly, I feel. The one time I've approved Nintendo sending their SWAT team. Oh no. I have heard that the webcams are not even that great in quality too. There is a big quality dip from the generic looking webcam that they have set up for the Switch 2 and the other one that looks like a piranha plant. That the quality is really, really bad between the two, but I feel like there's so many opportunities for the styles of webcam. I mean, they've made literal cardboard contraptions that people bought. I feel like you can make some more exciting things for Nintendo products. I want profiles like they had for the 3DS. I want those profiles back. I want them to be non-plain and actually fun. Yeah, 480p for the Piranha Plant webcam. And I'm thinking that they've already spent so much on new technology that I feel like you could make that webcam a little bit better. You can buy a regular webcam that's 1080p for the same price as the Piranha Plant webcam. Which is kind of sad. Mind you, it may be more of a generic style, but it's sad that the Piranha Plant is such subpar quality. They should really make it better. They need to have high quality products for the prices that they're asking for a lot of it. But I think it's like $39.99 for the Piranha Plant one, which you can get a better webcam for that for less. I would have clowned on them if they released that in 2016. Again, there should be a limit to people having nice things. Yeah. I feel like they need to be better with themed things. Because there's a lot of missed opportunities with themed items, themed merchandise that you could be doing that they're not doing. The webcams being one of them. Somebody posted like a concept art of a Lakitu with the webcam. That's a great design choice. The Piranha Plant is cool, but the Lakitu that typically has a camera with them that records everything from like the Mario 64 game and all of the Mario Karts. So you have the Lakitus that are recording the entire thing. Lost and missed opportunity. Because again, I guarantee people are going to abuse those gimmicks with the camera. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet you that some people would still buy those webcams, but those with the knowledge of electronics will probably upgrade them. But they'll just have like the shell of the Piranha Plant and put a better webcam in there. I feel like they made that thinking it'd be the cam you get for your child, but God forbid an adult person was to buy a decorative cam. Yeah, I get that. Which makes me sad because you don't, just because you're adult doesn't mean you have to have like a gray monotone lack of life decorative bits. I like not necessarily an entire themed room, but at least like a room that's filled with things that make you happy. Like it'd be like a wizard tower filled with things, filled with knickknacks, but not necessarily like any specific theme going on. Because I have a lot of different things that are decorating the bookshelf of my room, but it's not specifically themed to anything. It's just like sentimental things or things that I like to keep. Because I may not be a witch or anything like that, but I have a giant iridescent like oil slick looking skull that decorates my shelf. Which you can't see in this room, this portion of the room, but I have a giant skull that sits on my shelf with various other crystals and stuff. And it's just a giant iridescent purple, blue, yellow, green skull. You update your oh my God. Excuse me. My brain is starting to deteriorate. You upgrade your Switch camera and the first thing you see is a 40-year-old in an inflatable T-Rex suit twerking to all the single ladies. That'd be the funniest thing. I wouldn't mind that compared to the things that I think that people are going to see on those webcams. My shelf is one thing I got decorating. The rest of the room is how I inherited it. Ooh. I do have a box that I have not ever unpacked since moving that is nothing but owl statues and various owl knickknacks. Because I have a bunch of other things that are currently sitting on the shelves up here because I sometimes like going to thrift shops and bringing home cheap knickknacks that make me happy. It's also the same shelf that I have snacks on. It's like an all-encompassing happy shelf or happy bookshelf. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm stretching my arms a little bit. I feel like my slight feeling of nausea has not gone away. Goodness. How to woo Peach? Wear an inflatable T-Rex suit and twerk? No. I just think that'd be funny. Oh, write it down. You guys have come up with like the weirdest things for me. I don't eat dirt. I'm not a snail, and I'm not a mecha piloting a snail, but I love the lore building that goes along with that. I don't eat bark, like bacon. I don't eat wood. And I'm definitely will not be wooed by somebody in an inflatable T-Rex suit twerky. Oh my goodness. You guys are hilarious. Though I will say that the snail has kind of grown to be a really funny thing. That is what you're going to get with the Switch 2 camera. Like I said, if there is an option to turn it off, if I ever get a Switch 2, it's going to be turned off. I'm not going to expose myself to potential atrocities. Because I bet you that there is going to be, like, within the month, within the week, within the day of the Switch 2 coming out, there's gonna be issues. I really hope they make that an option to turn it off every time, because I don't think that there's gonna be a good time with it. Parents are definitely going to be concerned. I think people are already concerned, to be honest, but we'll see what happens the week of the Switch coming out. 90% parents are going to pay attention to their kids, but that's not the point, though. Even if they don't pay attention to their children, they're still going to complain about it. They're still going to have something to say about it. Which is the sad part, because it's not even for them. They just want the drama. They're going to entirely say that it's Nintendo's fault and or said other person. Which, yeah, 90, like a good 80% of it is their fault, but also... You're gonna need some filters, Nintendo. I hope you have, which you probably haven't. I hope you've prepared for the repercussions that's gonna happen for it. I mean, parents nowadays, from what I've heard, and seen and read in stories and witnessed through clips online, I am pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of things that parents are buying for their kids that they shouldn't. Which, like, facial products that are geared towards, like, mature skin got really popular with children in the recent years. I think it's called Drunk Elephant or whatever. It's not meant for their skin types. And it got so popular to the point that they had all of these teenagers and kids in Sephora and things like that, and just breaking and messing with the testers, which I think some places were starting to get rid of testers due to that, which is sad, but understandable. You gotta keep up with the trends, apparently. Gotta keep that peach fuzz looking clean with beard oil. There you go. The silliest of reasons. Like, oh, you need retinol now to prevent things later. You don't need it that young. That's just gonna mess with your skin. You're gonna look way older than you should be. This is where all the jokes came from, that millennials are going to age timelessly due to the fact that they used, like, the Peach Pit St. Ives scrub, that they're forever immortalized with that, and the preservatives that came with Lunchables, and what's the other one? The kids' microwavable meals. All the preservatives that we get in our that millennials get in their snacks and things like that. I mean, even nowadays, the ingredients of things have just veered off and gotten worse over the years. So I wonder as the generations go on, how different the generations are going to look due to whatever they've put in their face. Am I millennial? I'm a couple of 1,000-year-old elf. I am a granny at best. Bought his son GTA 5? That's not good. There is a warning on there for a reason. I don't know. I don't keep up with trends. Like I said, I'm very much grandma when it comes to certain bits of technology. I may be a VTuber and have X, Y, and Z technology, but I still don't understand half of it. I don't fully understand OBS and the ins and outs of OBS. I did not grow up with Zoo Pals. I never had Zoo Pals. I know about things back in the day. I know the commercials for Zoo Pals, but I never actually had Zoo Pals. No, I'd never actually ate things off of Zoo Pals. That's proof enough. I know of the. You can say that, but I listened to 70s, 80s music, and more so along the 60s music. I know things of generations past. Like I said, a couple 1,000-year-old elf. I've seen many generations. I think I'm gonna wrap up pretty soon. I wanna open the door and air out my room because it's toasty in here. Zoo books. Boomer rock. To be honest, music is on a... If I like it, I like it. If I like the song, I like the song. Not necessarily, like, specific genre. Because I don't normally like rap. But there's some rap songs that are nice. I don't usually like screamo metal, but some songs are nice. But usually that would have to be in the time frames that I don't have a headache, which is rarely. If I like the song, I like the song. Zoo books. I think I know what you're talking about. Rocky and Bullwinkle, yes. Speed Racer. The various very old cartoons. I remember sending people, friends, songs that I've listened to before, and you're like, you listen to this? It's just a very, very old song. Songs are timeless. Classical music, timeless. What was the green clay guy? Gumby. I don't like Gumby. Gumby gives me the heebie-jeebies. Gumby makes me uncomfortable for some reason. I don't fully understand why. But most of the time when people watch Gumby, it was like on the TV in the middle of the night. I don't like Gumby. Yeah, the big comfy couch and there's Gullah Gullah Island. Bear in the Big Blue House. Roly Poly Oly. Sangwa, the Chinese Siamese cat. What else can I pull out from the receipts of my brain? Math Blaster. Math Blaster. Out of the Box. What? Max and Ruby? Everybody knows Tom and Jerry. That's a normal thing. Cyber Chase? What's it called? Oh no. There's an old cartoon. Reboot. That's another one. That's another old one. When did Reboot come out? Reboot was a 1994. Oh my god. What's another one? Code Lyoko. TV shows from the recesses of my brain. Between the Lions. Reading Rainbow. Looney Tunes. Which everybody knows. That's a very normal thing. I remember loving Reboot and not just for it being 3D. It was a decent show. And it's kind of sad that it's basically lost in the mix of like really old cartoons that kids used to watch. I feel like if they ever did like literally, like no pun intended, if they did a reboot of Reboot, I feel like it would be very... I think it would be a good kids show today. I feel like that'd be a fun thing for people to watch. Oh, what was another one? Beetleborgs. That was a weird show. Bucky O'Hare. Gargoyles. Yeah, Zubumafu. With the Crap Brothers. I can still hear that jingle, that opening sequence in my head. Yeah, the one with the lemur puppet and then also the actual lemur. What's another? There was another show that was kind of like Power Rangers, but it's not. Oh God. Oh yeah, Matilda. Power. I'm trying to remember. There was something else. And it's not Common Riders. It's not Common Rider, it's something else. But I can't remember what it's called. It's not Common Rider. What is it? It was something else. But I can't remember what it's called. Fudge. Now it's gonna bother me. And I can't end stream with it bothering me like this. What am I trying to... It's a show that is very similar to Power Rangers and Kamen Rider, but it's not... It's not that. It's something else, but I can't recall what it's called. It is Japanese based, though. Is it a team show? No, I think it was. I think it was like three or four different. There was one that was a girl too, but I can't recall. I don't think it was Super Sentai either, because that's basically just the Japanese version of Power Rangers. Oh yeah, Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go is another one. That's also really good. VR Troopers? I don't think that's it. Shows like Super Sentai. I'm trying to recall. That's not it. It's not Ultraman either. He had a red color scheme and you could like sort of see what would consider to be his brain in the suit. But it's not a brain, it's more like circuitry. What is it called? I'm not a millennial. I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, was it this? Oh. Show me the suit. No, it's not this either. It's not Cyborg 009. That's something else. Wait, Kikaida? Is Keykider also just basically Kamen Rider? Keykider. I found it. It is Keykider. He had a red and blue suit with yellow stripes. Android Keykider the animation. Yes. Because there was a live action and then there was an animation. Yep, okay, Miss tried to remember old Power Rangers like show. This was old though. Keykider is 1972. Not on, I don't believe it was on Adult Swim. Was it? Was it on Adult Swim? It was. I don't remember watching it on Adult Swim specifically though. Because they had a live action and then they had the animation. And the animation was pretty cool. I mean, they brought a lot of old shows after the success of Power Rangers. Yes. Yes, they did. Original, just regular Power Rangers was always really fun, but having like the Super Sentai and Keykider and Kamen Rider and things like that it's just a lot of fun. I think I remember anime of a robot half red, half blue, and I love the ending thing. It's probably Keykider. Because Keykider, hold on. Actually, let me open up. Let me open up, Clip Studio real quick. Half red, half blue. This is Keykider. Did I put it? Window capture, add existing, don't make it seen, Clip Studio capture. There we are. Let me get a picture of Keykider. Let me get a decent picture of Keykider. Oh, well, I guess that works. Oh. Maybe, wait, hold on. That's the animation. This is the actual suit. Ah, there we go. We could do this one. Where is my mouse? There is my mouse. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Look at that. There it is. Yeah. Keykider. That's what I was trying to remember. It was a little hard to remember. But I knew the premise of it. Keykider. And this one's the animation, but they also have the like the suits. Which I actually have seen in real life. I have seen this suit before in real life. Yeah. Can't remember the name. I think I was on Adult Swim of an anime of a nun. A nun? I don't remember that. I do remember that Witch Hunter Robin was on there at some point for Adult Swim, which is also a very good TV series. Very good TV series. If you ever get a chance to watch Witch Hunter Robin, highly recommend. Oh. Hmm? You know what? I'm actually surprised that we went nearly 4 hours of just talking. When we got to the 2.5 hour mark, I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing great. Now it's almost 4. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I should probably wrap up soon. Also, once again, happy Mother's Day. If you don't have a mom figure, make sure to get your lovely woman figure in your life something nice. Because if they've been motherly towards you, they deserve mother-related thank yous. Four-hour short stream. I said maybe. I said possibly maybe that it was going to be a short stream because I didn't think I'd last this long. I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's like an hour and a half and I've run out of things to talk about. But nope. We went on tangents after talking about my aches and pains and my daily issues. Wisp, I'm glad you weren't here earlier. I'm pretty sure you would be overly concerned. Don't watch the VOD. The birthday of your mother. Give them all the love in the world. Oh. Yeah. Any mother figure doesn't have to be your actual mom. Because I know some people don't have the greatest relationships with their parents. If you have a mother figure, give them some love. Forehead smooches. If they like flowers, get them some flowers. If they like food, get them some food. I was watching Astro Boy Rema 1/2, Mazinger Z Sailor Moon 1 anime where they had head with arms. I don't know what that one is. I've watched way too many different animes that I cannot recall what I have watched and haven't watched. Someday I'll compile a proper list of things that I have watched all the way through and not just snippets of certain episodes. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being with me while I yapped. While I talked about random things from one tangent to another. I hope, since like the main bit of this chat was to talk about aches, pains, and, you know, in general, elderly like conversations. I hope that your body's doing well today. What about the beginning of the stream again? Nothing. Nothing at all. Don't watch the VOD. I hope that you're having a good day bodily wise, that nothing hurts, you're not sick, and you're just having a pleasant day. And I hope your tomorrow and your next day is equally as good. Don't overdo it though. You don't wanna have the rebound of pain and whatever. Take care of yourself. Don't watch it. You're gonna be concerned. We'll have another chat stream like this sometime in the future. I'll probably add like, I don't know, like the duck the duck simulator thing, the rubber ducky simulator, plastic duck simulator, I think it is. I don't know. Oh, we might add some zhuzhing up of the stream. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Sleep well. Have good dreams. Is it like Cult of the Lamb? Nah. No, it's not like Cult of the Lamb. Don't worry. We're just talking about bodily issues. That's all. Nothing serious. Nothing serious. Have a great rest of your day. Sleep well when you go to bed. Don't forget to feed yourself. Hydrate. Get some electrolytes in you. Drink that water. Flavored or otherwise. Don't forget to take your vitamins and your prescription medication. I've been talking this whole time that I completely forgot to take mine. So I'm going to take it right after I finish this stream. Don't be concerned. You'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. Don't think about it. It's all good. I will post up the weekly schedule either later today or tomorrow. Supposedly more maintenance gnomes are coming tomorrow, so we'll see. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Happy Mother's Day.